all good. Nothing
Yeah,
sad.
I'm also 19. I don't know where I'm from. Like I guess yeah, I don't really know. I mean,
He's from more than three countries,
yeah,
but
I'm a
primarily
multinational.
he's like from England. England primary.
I don't know. My dad left, dude. Maybe
Mhm.
he's fuck knows where he's from, bro. Fuck no.
Yeah, but my name is Perez. My alias is Redem, and I'm a competitive COD player. Uh, so I'm from Cape Town. I'm 20 years old. Yeah, I'm old now. I use a walking stick and all of that shit. And compared to everyone
Usually.
else, I'm usually the eldest out of all of them. But I met Zack and Tuor through what it was PG. It was an organization for COD and Fortnite and all of that. So I met them through that. So the organization I was in before was Ventus, and then I moved over to Percussion. It's now known as Lethal. And then all of a sudden I was in a party chat, like we had a team and all of that. It was the first team at the time. And then I hear this like loud guy coming to my chat, like just screaming a whole bunch of stupid shit. And then I ask him like what is his name, and then he doesn't even give his name. He just says, "Oh, I'm Raptio Claw." Ho ho ho. And then and then
I feel like you are sliding that story.
and then his coach, who was Nerve at the time, was speaking about him using the academy team, or I think there were like three academy teams for percussion. And then I was just watching him play, and he was playing really well. And then I was like, "Yo, you should probably think of like competing, like properly competing." And he said, "Yeah, he's gonna try." And then we got to know each other from then, and we just started vibing all of a sudden. And then we're in a party, we're playing Apex Legends. Zack joins the chat, and I'm like, "This guy's actually a vibe." And then all of a sudden, all of us just connect. And then, like, if I hadn't joined PG, I don't think I would have met both of these guys. So, yeah, no, it's a privilege, it's an honor. But
It was magic,
it just clicked like that, bro.
because at first, like, I met this guy, like, yeah, we've been playing Apex, but I've seen his name around because I remember, like, I don't play competitive COD at all, and I used to try tens with uh, and at that time PGSA Keegan,
You mean
and
I envy vegan?
I envy.
Yeah, that's a
But yeah,
leak.
and
That's a
Keegan
leak.
introduced me, and then what happened? Yeah, that was possible. But then Keegan told me invited me to his tens, and I remember you on my team, and that one time I didn't even realize who I shot the fuck out of your body the first time we met. Because I was like, bro, this man's tapping me in the back. I didn't even know. It's like it's a love tap or something. It's like, bro, this guy's starting to shoot me in the back. I'm gonna turn around and shoot his ass with the SOG. I put so many bullets in, and I actually started shooting him more throughout the game and team killing him. I was like, shit, I hope he's not that pissed, man. I was just fucking about. And then it's like, and then I get into, I was like, I bet, sorry, man, for that. It's like, nah, it's cool, bro. And then we just vibed from then on. Yeah.
Bro, the one thing that interested me the whole time is that how was he able to flick like how he was, or like what he was doing. I thought he was playing mouse and keyboard, but it I don't know. You were playing on 1414, and then you were playing on like two ADS and shit.
Yeah, and Black Ops 4, I used to play on 1414, 280s both ways, and no aim assist. And on this Modern Warfare, I play 2020, 280s this time, because you can't go 4 ADS anymore.
Yeah,
That's only for Black Ops 4, sorry. And then no aim assist as well.
I don't know
Yeah.
how he does it on console with no aim assist, but I mean he's a freak of nature. Um, but I think like some of the like it's like some of the things like that we got in like that I got into is because of these two. Like it was only because of them. Some of the shit I got into.
Drugs.
Underage girls.
No, I'm not like Tio. Tio's a drug addict.
Hey, what? Oh,
Look at
fuck
him.
off.
Look
No,
at him.
that's it's the
Looking like
black
a
guy,
fucking
man.
unicorn.
Don't fucking come at me. Oh, don't.
So
Yeah, unicorn.
I think there's some community questions you want to take, and then it'll just like bounce off from there. Let me look at the first tweet.
I
First tweet
could leave.
is thoughts on the underground music scene in South Africa or the lack thereof. That's for you, Zach. I think.
Yeah, I
Well,
can't answer that.
personally, I didn't get into the underground music until like throughout beginning of this year. I know that there's a lot of shit that does get slept on, and it's very underrated here in South Africa. Like Spotify was one of them that puts a lot of people on SoundCloud, but I downloaded the top 50 South African songs playlist on Spotify when I had Spotify in South Africa, and then I obviously had to switch regions to the United Kingdom. That's where my basis is right now, and That shit's awesome. I love the beat. Right now, my favorite song is I'll still rock it to this day is Jerusalem by DJ
Oh,
Mokaba. And I play the shit out of that song every morning in the gym, bro. I'm be like Jerusalem, and I start slapping my hands. All these motherfuckers like, what the fuck that man doing? I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm vibing. You know the vibes. And then yeah, but I do know that it is slept on, and it should get a lot more loving. Music is a way of uniting people together, and in a country in South Africa with all the shit that goes on and all the pain that may happen, corruption, shit
I
like
agree
that.
with that.
Not much. There's not much to like enjoy in life now in South Africa. So something you can like small things that make you happy. Music can bring a lot of people close. People you don't even know, like maybe your neighbor could be blasting a little Uzi
One single
song,
father.
and then you don't even know, and then suddenly now you're blasting a whole Uzi song, and you're rocking with him with an Uzi album. You're waiting for that Eternal Take Please release, and that's
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Nah, I agree with that. I actually haven't been paying a lot of attention to the underground music scene here. It was mainly like I remember Casper Nyovest, aka I used to listen to those guys. Like I think
Mm.
I listened to those guys back in 2015 when they were actually like popping. I don't listen to them now, but that's when like they were actually at their peak. Like right now, I feel like it's dying down in SA a little bit, but there's youngster CPT, all of these people coming out of
Yeah.
nowhere. But I think the scene, the music scene in SA, I think it needs a bit of more of a boost before you can actually get more people coming out of nowhere. Because I think the goal is to go overseas and not make it here in a sense. Because like there's no established record labels that actually do what people overseas do. So I don't know. I haven't seen what's been popping lately, but I do think that the scene needs to grow a bit more before they can actually get to a state that international standards on. So I don't know. It's just I think it has to grow first before anything. Um, we'll take the second question from Twitter. So this is from Johnny. If she says I have a boyfriend, do you still proceed to shoot your shot? So this the Tuor's got to answer this one because I know Tuor's used to
Wait.
this shit. So let's hear what he
Go
has
on.
to say. Let's hear
Let's
Tuor.
give
Um,
look into the camera and give Johnny an answer.
depends on the guy. If it's a big motherfucker, don't. And if he plays Dungeon and Dragons, you got a
Oh
good
shit.
shot. You got a good shot. That motherfucker plays any of those types, you got a good shot. I mean, I would shoot it. I mean, but yeah. I mean, I get beat up for it. Zack, you fisted me when I tried.
It's not the first time for him. He's been beat up twice for shooting a shot with someone.
Wait,
Sorry.
wait. I would love to know it.
Nah, but like my opinion on that, I don't know, like it depends on like what the whole situation is. Like you can't obviously do it if you know for a fact that you don't have a shot, then you gotta stop dwelling over it and you need to move on. But not yeah, it's hard to move on, but you're gonna have to like find because it's you'll probably only see that person when you want to shoot your shot. You'll only see that person. But
I mean,
like
if it's
there,
no,
yeah, there are like other people around there, so like you gotta just live your life as well, cause you can't keep waiting for one person. Cause what if you miss out on someone that actually, that
if
could
it's a
actually come into your
one-time
yeah,
thing,
exactly.
if it's like a
Obviously,
one-night stand, go for it. I mean,
yeah.
ask Keeks. Keeks does it all the time. Just
Yeah.
hey, he's the one
obviously,
that told me.
obviously, I think also the basis is think with your heart, not your fucking penis,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
uh, don't like play someone because if you play with them, what goes around comes around. So you're gonna get that same shit coming back at you.
Yeah, Zack.
Energy, you push that shit out. You can't say shit to me because I never did that. Hey, if a bitch is loyal, a bitch is loyal. You stay with that bitch. Cross my heart. And
No, but that's true though. I feel that as well. I actually feel that as well. I've been in a couple situations where I've done that, and it's like it either works out well, but then it backfires, or like it works out badly, but then like you can get out of it nicely. Like for example, like if you shoot your shot and it works, but then like everyone around you like sees you as this guy, like oh my god, this guy actually went for that, and like took this other guy out the picture. Like she's gonna probably do the same later down the line to you. You'll never know. But like if you just understand that unless there's an opportunity, you know she's done with this person, and you know it's over, then go for it. But then don't just, because should only be two people in a relationship, not three. Should never work out like that. Like I know people talk about open relationships and things like that. I don't think that works ever. I don't think it works ever. I'm pretty sure it never works. What do you think, T?
Yeah, doesn't work.
Yeah, it
Never,
never works. Because even
never
if you have
tried
four
it.
people in it, because like sometimes like a girl might like another guy while you're in a relationship with her, and she'll proceed to go to another guy. Like there's already three people in that relationship. Like it can't work out like that. So
If,
you gotta go for
but
people who are loyal.
if it's two girls, though, there's an exception. If it's two, there's an exception.
Alright, so let me just put on the next question. Put it on here. Okay, this question's from Zadie. Taking advice from people, how and who should you take it from and why?
Not me, but anyone that's small and autistic and yeah doesn't know what they yeah can't speak properly. Don't.
I think the basis is what kind of matter are you dealing with? You need to think about that,
Yeah,
and then you also
Yeah.
need to think about, can you trust the person who you're getting this advice from? Did you just meet him now, or did you meet him then? Sometimes you can have that silver lining where you're drunk at a bar and you're talking to someone and you could be just chatting about life. Like your life may not be going good. Mental illness is a fucking serious matter these days, including for generations throughout that will be coming through. It's a huge thing, not compared to all these um, people back then, generation, older generation that doesn't deal with this. And I think for your part, Zadie, is like you're taking advice, or let's say I'm taking, he's taking, Rez. We need to understand how will this advice like affect our lives? What can it change? Can it better us as a human being or a person? Like, what can we do? So when
uh,
like you obviously pushing that advice out, your energy to the world, you need to like say, hey man, is this gonna fuck me up in the long run, or is this gonna do good? But am I doing it to make myself happy, or am I doing it for the other person's benefit, whatever that benefit could be?
that's true. Like I think like if it's from a live perspective, like you gotta think about it like you've gotta know like what you're doing. Like for example, like if you have an like advice about someone you like or something like that, and they're with someone, and your friend tells him just go shoot your shot, like just do it. But it's not the right thing to like if you think about it like it depends on who you are. Like if you're that kind of person and you're just gonna do it, you don't care about the repercussions, then you just go and do it. You don't really have any feelings to it, whatever. But like for me, like it just depends on where you're at the moment, where your mind is at. You might not even think like with where your mind is at. You might just think that this is the right thing to do when you're in the right state of right frame of mind. It isn't the right thing to do. So it just depends on where you're at. But I mean, if you saying taking advice from a professional point of view, you would usually take it from people who you aspire to be like. So, for example, in the COD community, right? If I'm say for example, I'm trying to take advice from Lithium, so he's a good player, right? So I would take advice from him as to how to become a better player. But sometimes what works for him doesn't always work for me. Like for example, getting up at 6 a.m. and shooting 1,000 bots might not work for me, but it might work for him. I'm not saying that's what he does, but that's something that won't work for me. Like I don't shoot a lot of bots. Like I'm the type of guy that just like gets on, like looks at a couple of VODs, shoots like maybe 100, 200 bots, gets my shot on, and then just make sure that I'm doing the right shit from there on out. So that's how I work. So it depends on who like what you intending to do with it. But in terms of like I know he's probably asking from a COD point of view, but I think you just need to just find out what works for you. But also you shouldn't base like everything on one person's advice. You need to find out what works for you. Because like when I started I didn't have much help. I just literally looked at what pros were doing at the time, but not focusing on what pros are doing. So, in terms of a professional point of view, you need to just hang around people you aspire to be like. I think that's my point of view.
And ask your friends if you want your balls shaved. Best advice. I'm serious.
And then you gotta always have one person that says the stupid shit like T.
What? That was legit advice.
No, that wasn't for
That was
Tuor.
that was ass advice, bro. What the
What do
hell?
you mean? Ask Zack. His balls
Why?
are squeaky cleanly shaved.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. You sent me a picture.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see the next picture, the next tweet. Moving on from because you just put a bad picture in my mind, bro. That's why picture came to my mouth. Jeez.
Oh, it's to your mouth.
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay.
So moving on from a problem or an experience that you wouldn't like to remember, how would you suggest people move on?
Jerk off to your sleep.
uh,
Well, that works. Have you never tried it?
it honestly, everyone has their own problems in their personal lives. Whether that be betrayal, there's a lot of snakes out there. Whether that be in your party chats, your
Yo.
Twitters, your Instagrams, everywhere there's a snake, and you know who they are, and they pretty much know who you are. If they're hating on you, they'll always hate on your success, but also the matter of your experience that you're going through, you also have to understand that it's not going to be difficult. Betrayal is tough. I'm saying betrayal as an example, but it could be something else, and you might want to like try and fit in and just wipe it off your mind and put it to rest and like just say nah, bury it in the past, but always it comes back, and then
Yeah.
somehow it'll
Even
just
worse.
intertwine with your future, and then it'll cause a huge problem. So I'm not saying whether that may be forgiveness or not like that, but I mean, just better yourself. Do better as you as a human being. Ignore the fucker who disses you, does whatever the fuck they do to you, or causes any problems for you, or whatever topic is causing a problem in your life. Try and find a positive outcome on it, and then it takes time. It's not. You're gonna have to just take your patience. You're gonna have to be patient, but you're gonna also have to work hard to like put it behind. Also, you need to understand inside, like maybe this is a good thing that you found out. Universe was showing you, or I'm not into like universal bullshit, but like I am in certain parts, like positive shit, vibes and stuff like that I'm trying to have. And it's the basis of like what are you trying to put out there to your friends, family, or what kind of character you want to show the people, because then it's going to reflect on you as a human, and then you don't want others to feel the same way you felt in that moment of the problem. So
That's
be better. And if it's not like a be better like pushing, and I'm saying that on force. I'm saying be better, take your time, slowly, surely, but it will happen. You'll move on, but always remember, somehow the problem happened to you. If not betrayal, like I said again, sorry, I'm repeating myself, betrayal or something, as long as you saw the problem there and there's a huge issue, you're gonna have to just sort it out your way, but in the end it'll always be better. But that's up to your choice. But yeah.
just fixing something up with the camera real quick.
Wait, have you heard of Perez's speech? If you're having a bad day, just remember.
Hmm?
What?
His
Perez's
microphone.
Perez's quote was, he told me, he's like, if you're ever feeling down, just remember, someone thinks your ex is special.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, for
Nah, but I think like to that, like I've had a couple of experiences where like you just like I think the best way to get through it, my opinion, best way to get through it is to actually like you got to think about it, and you can't just put it away. Like it's easy to put it away, but I think like the ultimate way to actually get through it is if you actually think about it head on, go through all the bullshit, like cry, get it over with, but like actually feel it, like actually feel how bad it is to get through it. It'll take years. Like I went through something that took like a couple of years to get over, but it was like at the end of the day, it was better that I went through it the hard way, because then I know it will never come back again. Like you might think about it like from here and there, but I think the best thing to do is just don't bury it away. I think just actually tackle it head on, because it's not something you want to carry through, because certain things hold you back in life every single time. Like you're too scared to do this, or you're too scared to do that, or you don't want to get into a relationship with that person because you're scared of this happening to you and stuff like that. Like you just gotta think about it take it head on and just. Yeah. I think Tio
Oh
exited the
yeah,
chat. There we go.
back.
Wait, I gotta switch this now because he came back on the wrong side. There we go.
Yo, what happened?
Yeah, my fucking Discord hit me with your fucking retard. There's an update.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's just switching the outlays.
Yeah, I just gotta switch it real quick.
Chill, I'm Perez, bro. I'm a god COD player. Let's go.
No, I'm nowhere close to that, bro. Okay, here we go. That looks a bit better. Yeah. I don't know why Zax is coming out like that, but that's just my way of thinking about it. Like you gotta go through the thick of it. That's just my opinion. Like that's just how it is for me. That's what I went through. So just go through it. So
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
see
just have fun.
see what the next question is. Okay. Here comes this is the beefy one. There's like a couple of questions in one here. So it's the beginning of the year, resolutions, lessons you've learned from 2019, the World War III meme, how you guys currently feel about your life and gaming. So that I feel like Tio's got to answer that one. That's a
Yeah.
beefy one
Wait,
because he
I need
hasn't
one.
said shit like this whole podcast. He's got to start beefing it up here.
Okay, just give me a sec. I need to find it in the Discord. That's a lot to fucking read.
You
Wait,
wanna
where
have the
is
stream open up?
that? I did, but I can't read it. Wait.
Is
Oh, there
where's
you
your
go. Wait,
glasses, homeboy?
is it the resolutions, lessons
Yeah.
you've learned? Oh,
Yeah.
my resolutions: stop sleeping so much. Lessons would be wear glasses, listen to my elders, stop jerking off so much. It's painful. Um, World War Three. Oh yeah, we're getting drafted. I forgot about that. Yeah. How do you kind of feel about your life? Uh, hmm. I don't really fucking know about that one.
Your life.
Hmm. I don't know. There's not much going in it. I mean, I don't really leave the fucking house. Like, I'm like, I guess it's good because I'm at this fucking desk all day. Yeah. Gaming. Yeah. Wait. How does this tie? Is it how I feel about gaming?
I think it's just like what are you planning on doing? What is your like
My strategy.
Like, you're part of the COD ZA group community.
Yeah, how did
So
wait, first, how did you get into the COD today community? Now let's just hear you because everyone sees your gamer tag everywhere, wrapped to your claw, but no one knows how you actually got in. We want to know actually. I don't know the full story. I actually don't
Okay.
know the full story.
they're
I
actually
wanna I
talking about
wanna
the
tell you, but I don't know how the fuck to get back into the camera view of this.
like the share
Screen
link.
share link.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh no. It's actually Zack that got me. That so. What was it? Oh yeah, we were playing. I don't want to say that.
Can play. He said
N- n-
it's
you
uncut. Go on.
you want to talk about
Go on.
the
You
It's
go.
uncut. You talk about anything.
no,
Talk
we
about
played
it.
Fortnite professionally. Not professionally, but we played World Cups and made like we got in. Then we slept through the finals.
Yeah, I just want to say, Tuor
Yeah,
and I didn't expect to go far. We by this was season. I'm not sure, but we got in. We got everything that we needed to do to get to the finals. We got our shit all sorted out. Everything.
we had to wake up like 9 SA
Yeah.
time, and
Essay
then
time.
we decided just to sleep in and say fuck it.
So, yeah.
And then he slept through his solos.
Yeah,
Thing.
I got put in twice. I qualified twice. UAE is this is back in UAE obviously. So this was Dubai, but he lived in South Africa at this time, but I was in Dubai.
Yeah,
But
I
we were
forgot.
playing in the European section,
Yeah, so
and
we did
we did
qualifiers. We
yeah,
qualified
and we
everything.
qualified in for the World Cup.
And then we had
But
to
we
do the
slept.
finals and then shit like that, so we can get an email to go to
Yeah,
New York, which we didn't because we slept through the finals.
and
Then
it's crazy because we only needed about what 35 points more.
some shit like that. Then you did the solos in your free
I d-
time when I was
yeah.
asleep. You qualified You could have gone, but you just decided not to. You
That's
had
because
the
like
email and everything.
yeah, I had the email and everything, but I didn't choose to go because I guess it was more like I was just trying to experience something, but I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
I actually didn't want to go.
yeah. So we did that. Then we hopped back onto BO4 for at the time it was BO4 because we pre-ordered. We played the whole beta. Halfway through the game, that's when we stopped and we started doing the fucking qualifiers for World Cup. Then after we did that, we got bored. We went back to COD. We did zombies, and then went to multiplayer and pubs. And then Zach's like, we should do 2v2s for ACG, not ACGL. What was it? A game battle.
UMG, yeah,
UMG, yeah.
UMV and get yeah.
yeah,
And then we couldn't do it because we were lagging through our asses. So I tried to find local
yeah.
things and came across ACGL. We did 2v2s and shit. We had our fun, and then I was like, okay, let me see if I can get in. Like Zach was like, you should try and get into a team. Like it's competitive, it'd be fun. So I was like, okay, cool. So it's myself as a free agent. That's when I knew Keeks. Actually, I lied. This was during the start of BO4. Fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, the start of BO4, I played a bit of. I played like 2 scrims. Keeks picked me up and wanted to trial me for his team, which was called Apex at the time, Apex Lunar. Then I played with them for a week. That everything. I don't know what happened. Shit went. Then that's actually when we went to Fortnite. Then after Fortnite, we came back. I retried. I went back and played ranked with Zack. Keegs messaged me and said, "Would you like to come back to comp?" And then that's when I found the B team for PG because he was in second team and you're in first team. So I
Yeah.
played for third team. Then I obviously got taught how to play the game wrong. Had no clue how to fucking play comp. Then I went to second team. Went through the biggest sort of bullshit and fucking it was just a fucking that was hard. I will admit that fucking second team was difficult relearning everything and how to actually play. And that's how I met you because we were in tens and I got into a tens chat with you and you still called me Tom Holland and you're
Yeah.
going at it. Yeah. And then after that then yeah, I just went into tens and played comp and BF4 for a little bit and then I was with Keegs the entire comp season.
And by
Yeah.
the way, it's Keys GTR 35, not um
It's INV Keegs GTO 35.
yo bro, you are spreading some deep shit. That's not even confirmed yet. You literally the cod burner. By the way, if there's any cod burner account, it's him. By the way. If there's any
No,
cod
it's
burner tweet
not.
that comes out for ZA, it's Raptio underscore. Just remember that.
Okay, you see, I'm not. I don't lie about everything. Okay, like, why are you laughing? I'm serious.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just.
What the fuck have I bullshitted about?
Okay, so when I actually met you, you were like when you were first playing, like you were sitting in hill and soaking up 300 seconds of time. I couldn't understand, like, I don't know where you got that from, or maybe I do know where you got that from, but like I was just like, yo, let me just show him, like, yo, he needs to like just do this or that. And then since from that point we've like been speaking the whole time, and through him I met Zach, as I said before, and like we've just been vibing out throughout this whole thing. And then I came up with this idea, let's bring up Uncut again. But then since we've been, because we have like these chats like in party chat and stuff, and we thought, let's bring all of this stuff to Twitch so other people can hear it too, because we go on like 4 hour long conversations, like we don't even realize like the time that we spend on these conversations. But like imagine if we did this in a podcast form, like we just want to see how it goes now, and then maybe do it like frequently, maybe like once every 2 weeks, maybe a week, once every week. But we're just gonna see how it goes from here on out. But it's just like when I met Tuor, I don't think I met him when I joined PG. It's PG, by the way, is an
You was
organization. It's
you
a
was
gaming
you were
organization.
still ICO at the time.
Yeah, I was playing like main AR or something like that, and then I I think it was me, Legit Bliss, Liquido, and Batilla. That was the main team at the time, because I know Zero Designs hit me up and he said, "Yo, we're looking for a a first team that can compete with the big teams." And I said, I don't know about like I'm be honest, like I was like, I don't know about like PG and stuff. I don't know who's involved, like who's in charge, like where everything is at the moment. Because at the time I was in Ventus Gaming and it had a good name, but I feel like our teams kind of eroded the name a little bit. Like I'll be honest, honestly speaking, I think our teams really did bring the name down a bit. So I don't know. I decided to take. Well, I didn't actually decide to take the opportunity. Someone in my team told me, "Yo, why don't we just take it, see how it goes?" And we were offered a lot at PG, and then I said, "Okay, let's see how it goes. Let's take it." And uh, we got told that we're gonna play our first LAN, so I got flown out to Joburg. But before that, even like we won, we placed second in our online tournament. But it was also like there were a couple of forfeits that happened that I wish didn't happen, but it happened at the time. But we got second in the Gamma online tournament, and then that I think after that point, that's when I met Tuor. I didn't meet Zack at that time. I met Keegs GTR. I met Tuor. I met Nerve. I think I met Dropkick as well. But then I met all of these people in a chat. Like I think this is when the chats were like out of 16. So I met all of these guys, and then the one person I saw with the most potential there was Tio, because I could see that he could absorb things. Because while I was playing, he was in Codcast or something, and then he was watching me play ICR or Maddox. And then all of a sudden, like he's telling me what I was doing, but I didn't even realize like what I was doing. Like in the next map, I was like, "Geez, this guy is really absorbing what I'm doing." So I was like, "Let me just show him like a couple of things," and then it just stuck after then. And then obviously like I was just playing, and then I saw like, okay, so when the COD community sees names that are weird, we usually like just don't we like, oh, I don't know how what this guy's about. Like sometimes people talk shit about people about names that like they've never seen. Like I do it sometimes. Like the whole community does it. Like no one can tell me that they don't. So when I first saw Rapture Claw, I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, cause I don't know this guy's name, but like, you see these weird names, so you're like, what is this? Like, what is this about? And then I saw Zack's name, and Zack's name is Death is Arriving. So when I saw that in a lobby, you never see that in COD today. So I was like, I don't know what this is about, cause we weren't in a chat, we weren't in the same chat. I was just, playing tens, cause I was grinding BO4. I don't know how many hours a day, like probably 10 hours a day, maybe even 12. Sometimes I wouldn't even go to sleep. If our team didn't do well the one day, I wouldn't go to sleep. I would just grind out VODs, or I'd literally just play League Play on EU servers the whole night until 6 a.m. the next morning. So when I saw Zack, I was seeing he was playing on like 2020 sensitivity. Well, I thought he was playing on PC, so he was playing in a tens, and like I just couldn't get over how he was snapping onto people like the way he was. And then I think I only met him after that. I saw him in that lobby. I only met him like a couple weeks later, if I'm not mistaken, because we didn't immediately like meet.
Yeah.
So I was just like playing in a party, and then Zack joins, and like we were just like immediately like we had the best conversations. I don't know, like we didn't even like hesitate. Like we
Yeah,
just
I showed him
clicked.
like a whole bunch. I just randomly like sent him memes
Yeah,
non-stop. Bro, we were laughing our ass off. This one night we were all playing Minecraft.
Oh
And
yeah.
there was a
This is great.
situation that happened where Tuor was required to understand the situation, and Perez and I we were muted, and then Perez and Tuor obviously I didn't mute us, but the person who was talking about muted us because you must have spit Tuor, and we were just making like memes all of a sudden, and then it was just amazing. It was like we couldn't stop laughing our asses off. It was like
like
now it was like around 2 a.m. and then we were laughing our asses off non.
I couldn't like, cause like no one's come up with like original stuff like that. Like I was like, no ways. He literally he went to his computer. I heard his keyboard for like 3 seconds, and then I get a meme ping like on my phone, and I'm just like, no ways. Like I don't know. Like I just enjoyed that. I enjoyed it
Fucking
about
time.
him. Like it's just we just connected immediately. But I think going back to the topic, uh beginning of the okay, resolutions for me, I don't really do resolutions. Like I don't know what it like. If it's a lifestyle, I just roll with it. Like I just instantly just go with it. Like I don't like, okay, for 2020 I've got to do this, or I've got to start doing this. For example, like if it's 2020 and someone like wants to go to gym more, that's got to be a lifestyle, because resolutions often end up like you'll do it from Jan till like March, and you'll say, no, I'm done with this. Like I'm done with doing this every day. But like if you actually want to do it, you got to make that your lifestyle, in my opinion. Lessons you've learned from 2019, I think you just got to get my opinion, you got to get a good circle of friends because there's snakes, as Zach said, there's snakes in the grass everywhere. Like you got to find the people you gel with because I feel like nowadays like everyone's just around people they don't want to be around. Like I don't know why, like, but it's in our generation mainly. Like everyone like feels the need to be like part of like with people that make them feel like shit. That's what I feel like. But I don't know. I just feel like you need to find the people who you connect with the most. That's just how it is for me.
Yeah.
It's been like that.
Feel you,
Like
baby.
it's I don't know. Like I don't know if that's like that for all of you guys, but you just met those type of people that you just can't vibe with at all. Like you just have no, like you can't imagine like doing like something like this with them at all. But World War Three. You see, this is what I think. See, World War Three. I feel like we're gonna cause a war with the tweets. Like that's what I think. Like Donald Trump's getting all in his panties about all of the shit on Twitter, and he's getting gassed by all of this, bro.
Yo,
I feel like
red
all of these World War
panties.
Three tweets, he's like thinking in his like mind, like I'm actually gonna cause a war. I can't wait so I can get some clout,
Mm.
because like if you look at his tweets as the president are like outrageous. Like you get these like tweets saying that speaking about nuclear wars and speaking about like confidential meetings they had with like certain presidents in the UN and things like that. But I don't know, it's weird. I've never seen a president do that ever. But I mean, I
Yeah,
guess that's who he is. He's a businessman, not a president. But
yeah.
I don't
He's
know if
gonna
World
fight
War
the war,
Three,
man.
If it happens, it's gonna be very tragic. I hope it doesn't happen. Although everyone wants to see it happen, I hope it doesn't happen because if that happens, it's gonna end the world. That's what I feel like.
Nah,
Is
man, we're getting drafted. What do you mean? We're gonna win whichever side we're fucking on, bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
You
I
got
just
your anchor. You got Keeks. But you can't respawn, unfortunately. We got Mr. 2020 sniper, and then we got Perez main AO.
yeah, I'm gonna die
I'm
first. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take too long to react, and the sniper bullet's gonna go right through my head.
Nah, I feel like we're gonna run like Octane, bro. I think that's how I'm gonna
I
die.
think that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. But I hope it doesn't happen. But because I feel like innocent people are gonna get killed. That's what I think. And we don't want a repeat of history because I feel like that's where it's going. And if it goes there, I don't have high hopes for the rest of the world because that's just something like you shouldn't like everyone should be wanting no war because if you look at the wars in the past, like there wasn't as big technological advancements as there is now because they're like huge nuclear weapons that are like in the wrong people's hands.
Yeah,
So
Star Wars guns.
yeah, but I just don't think that it would be good for anyone. World War Three would be good for anyone.
Well,
The,
we're
ho-
safe. No one's
hey,
gonna wanna fucking come here, bro. There's nothing here to
is
take.
that's the thing. Like in SA, like we're just like we don't participate in anything. Like the
It's
thing is
not that. We
w-
can't participate.
we don't even participate in
There's
the
one thing though, like sorry,
yeah,
continue.
yeah.
And
No, 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 no. You go.
there's one thing though that makes me laugh my ass off. Is like people think that picture of like Donald Trump talking about Cyril Ramaphosa about the World War III that's happening on is real. But if you actually look at that, that's an Inspect Element meme, classic meme. He never tweeted that shit out ever, like, at all.
Because I
And then
actually
people,
thought that was real. I actually thought that was
yeah,
dead ass real.
at first I thought, and then I some
No,
research.
let Iran bring their tanks.
Oh
Shit.
no, yeah,
We
it's
will
just
we will
oh,
steal them, bro.
Bro,
that's
we barely
bullshit.
have power. How are we gonna go into war, dude? Honestly,
we
I
can
don't know, bro.
barely drive a tank. Did you?
You guys gonna you
Yeah.
guys can fight for war, and then each time you win, ESCOM gives you a tiny bit more.
You remember
That's just
last year? You remember last year, bro? We had like a tank stuck in the ocean or something,
Wait,
or in
what?
the.
Really?
Remember? Yeah, they were doing this thing to show off their new Kia, and they got the tank or some fancy, expensive military thing stuck on the beach. It was in Cape Town by you guys somewhere.
For
Proper
I'm
fun,
living
bro.
under a rock then,
Can't
cause
even. They can't even drive that ship,
I don't
bro.
even know which area that was in, dude. Was that last year or this year?
Last year.
Shit.
Yo, bro, why aren't we sending the Indians to war, bro? They got good aim, no recoil. I'm serious, bro.
Now then I'm blessed then, bro. If you think that. Um, how are you guys currently feeling about your life and gaming? I don't know. Like it's weird. Like I think once you hit a certain, I'm saying this like I'm old, but once you hit like a certain age, like things just start rolling. I don't know like how to explain it, but like me now I'm 20. But like once you like say for example like you get into uni or something like that, or you get into something, like the years start
Force,
just
bro.
rolling by. Things just like you won't even like think like, cause for me like I still think that I'm 18, but I'm actually 20. 2 years have just gone by like that
I'm still
because
16.
I don't know. You look like you're 12. I'll be honest, dude.
Fair
Same here.
enough.
I mean, you're lucky. You're looking 12 when you're like 19. You're turning 20 this year. Both of you are turning 20 this year.
So I'm old, bro.
I don't know.
And
Can't be going after high school girls anymore.
I think that just leaked that you're going for underage girls, bro. I don't know what you're doing there.
It's not
flip it.
underage if I look underage.
Clip that shit, Xbox.
This man's out here using advanced nigga theory on these bitches.
Yo,
That man really
yo.
out here. This is literally T right
it's,
now.
not, it's not underage,
T
bro. If
while
I
he's
look at it.
talking in this thing, bro. T literally. Uh,
Oh
fucking
wait, oh wait,
memes don't
I
show.
almost saw that shit.
Oh shit, bro. Too bad the memes don't show. I think it's
Oh,
because
there
of
we go,
the
there we
height.
go, there we go.
I think you need to cover the light. That's why.
There we go.
There we go. This is T literally.
Nah, but
Yo,
Yeah, but at least
crazy.
mine's in like the 18 range or something. Zach, I mean, if it's on the clock.
I don't know what T. I think the police department's gonna have a look at this, and you're gonna get put into jail again,
Eh,
bro.
I've never been to jail. Don't fucking make up shit. I've already had police at my house like 3 times. They've never done anything to me.
Zach, I
They
think you're gonna
always,
have have to focus your webcam with your hand there just real quick, 'cause it's
yeah.
going. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
but they at least love me, bro. They always come over and always hug me and shit. I'm like, yo, like, I'm chilling. I mean, the worst comes to worst, I go to prison, but yeah.
But with regards to
Like,
gaming, I think it's just gonna like for me, like I'm at a okay point like where I am right now. Obviously, I can't say anything about that, but it's just like I mean, it's just gonna carry on going and going and going. Like for me, it's just gonna be like because the thing is in SA, it's a tough one in SA because you can't really make a stable income off of it in SA unless there's infrastructures put in place. Unless, but you can't
I
really
don't know
make
what that
a
word means.
the only
Oh
thing
shit.
the only
This
thing
thing is out of focus
is
on
it
your stream.
the
Yeah,
only thing
hold
you
on.
can really do is win tournament earnings. I don't know, some of the big orgs pay their players, but especially in COD. I mean, in CS:GO, you have contracted players, things like that. But I don't. Right now, I'm just chilling with how things are going. Hopefully, things can start escalating with COD. But yeah, yeah, that looks a lot better now. There you go.
Yeah.
So hopefully things can escalate with COD. I don't know. I actually now going onto this topic. What do you guys think is going to happen with COD in SA? Not overseas, they have their everything going, but in SA, I don't really know what the whole thing with crossplay is going to be like, especially in tournaments now because I see the first LAN is crossplay LAN, is a crossplay LAN. I think it's on the 19th of Feb if I'm not mistaken by Raving Mad. But the thing is they're doing crossplay. They're not doing PS4 only, which is weird because Activision has the sole rights to the PS4 first access. So I don't know what they're gonna do about that. I don't know if they're gonna carry on with crossplay or not, but I want to hear what your guys' opinions on that.
If they do allow it, PC can't use that uh, FOV shit. That should not be allowed.
Yeah, I agree with that because in S&D you could literally just see someone running past you.
Oh,
So
fuck that. Imagine shoulder peeking. You don't even fucking shoulder peek that like much. Like, you can just show a tip of your gun. The tip. It's like a
yeah,
tip of a small midget's penis. You'll never see it. No, I'm fucking
So what?
serious. Like, have you seen that shit in like pubs? It's fucking gay.
Yeah,
What
I
the
have to say though, camera angles ain't it. Ain't
no,
it.
in this game I think it's broken. Like I like the game, but I think we really slept on BO4. I'm gonna be honest, we really slept on it.
How the fuck is it gonna transfer? Because don't I know LAN is a LAN, but how the fuck is it gonna work with the PC and Xbox players?
Because as
Don't they
long as
have?
you, I think as long as you have a Ethernet port in the back of your console or
Yeah,
PC, then it will work regardless.
But apparently, I know for sure PC's got a faster like connection shit and all that fucking shit. But like Xbox as well also has that fast shit. So how the fuck does that work? Like that's not on even
that's
playing.
why I don't think right now Xbox is gonna get anything. Right now, all the CDL list
Because
on
I believe
PlayStation
I believe
Yeah.
kind of
besides
thing.
Fortnite, no one's doing crossplay because of that reason. It's just not balanced and even enough.
But next gen consoles are going to be interesting because this time it's PlayStation and Xbox. They both partnered together this time with the streaming service. The way they work with their
Yeah.
cloud storage data, which I do feel uncomfortable about. I'm not gonna lie, because Microsoft
I
gonna
don't want
see
to share my
like
fucking shit with a bunch of faggots.
that's exactly
I
my
mean,
take, but like in a much mild way. I would put
It's more
that.
I
like
It's
just
get
like it's like
it.
a
Grasping on
it's
my
just
same
that
page.
I value my privacy, and Microsoft
Yeah, I
definitely
want
does
some
not.
Xbox
yeah.
little shit just going. Oing! No, fuck
Yeah, but
no.
that's as well. That just makes me like, like I get
I'm not
that
gonna
we
lie
pay
to you.
this much for new consoles, like, but I prefer staying in like a place that I feel comfortable, and Sony has been
Yeah,
good
I'll
with
be
like the
honest.
security and shit. And if it was to be shared with Microsoft, yeah, that would be nice and all. Like console wars is like gone, obviously, but they still will be there. That's what makes it fun. But Microsoft having their shit linked with ours, I don't like that
I
shit.
don't like
Microsoft
that either.
fucks with our shit, and then we get fucking game lossage or something. I'm gonna lose
Yeah, because you remember those Christmases when Lizard Squad dropped down the network for
Yeah.
PlayStation and Xbox. Microsoft, we lost, yeah, because we couldn't play PlayStation online. But Microsoft lost even more because people couldn't log in with their passwords because their all passwords have been changed. And obviously, especially young people, kids who obviously want to play online on live, have to fake their age, right?
Yeah.
They don't have the mind to like making a fake email back then when it didn't need verification. You made that fake email, right? Log in, and then you put like a fucking random age as long as I was above 18, then you're good to go online. And they must have said, damn, I bought Xbox Live, all these games are probably owned online, and they lost all that shit. Because trust me, I had that same shit with PlayStation a long time ago when I was really young, and I lost all my Black Ops 2 season pass, everything. But this was when I was on PlayStation 4 and I wanted to change it.
Yeah.
And they required my ID, they required my mom's ID because I wasn't
Oh
18
yeah, I
at
was
this
in
time.
Dubai when that happened.
Yeah, they required three things that I recently bought. So I had to go through my transaction list. Then I had to put that in, and then my mom's signature,
Date of
and
account when that was made,
yeah.
there was this whole fucking thing. I
And
remember
then
that
as
shit.
soon as that was done, they
Like
sent me
a
an email
pause
saying,
there
but like it took about a week or two
Yeah.
weeks, and then they sent me this link. That's oh, okay. Your camera just disappeared for a second, but yeah, they sent me this link, and then
though.
I
I
could reset
forget.
it. And now I'm happy, bro, because I spent a lot of money on my PlayStation account, and that shit always. Like if I ever get a PS3 again, just for
Yo,
nostalgia
I'm
or
just
something.
saying, if they bring a fucking Xbox that's like the 360, like identical, just a lot better, yeah, I'm switching that shit again. I love the 360.
I
That
That'd be
don't
shit
good,
makes
but I
it
don't
better.
think I would do that. PlayStation's on a good vibe right
Dude, I
now.
just like the interface, bro, and the way
Mm.
it works.
I
It's
will say though, for
crazy.
PlayStation 5, I do hope they change that into.
I hope we don't have fucking party issues. Fuck that
Yeah,
shit, man.
I just
I
That's
really wish
annoying.
that Discord could be in.
yeah. Apparently there's a way to hack it. Like there's a way to like you can add Discord as an app. If you go to the internet and then just bookmark Discord and then use it online, you can use it,
Oh
but it doesn't
no.
work well at all
Yeah,
because it doesn't pick up your mic or stuff like that. Like it won't because it's a web app, and if you go into the web, it's not going to pick up your mic on your PS4. So
Zack.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do because the PS5 is probably gonna be. I don't know. Like it's probably I don't know how much it's gonna. It's probably gonna be 7.5K in rand. Like it's probably gonna be like that. But it's I just don't know how it's gonna how expensive it's actually gonna be on launch.
Oh,
Mm.
launch is always
That's where
expensive.
we have to find out, obviously there's upgraded graphic settings, stuff like that. And last time it came out, it was 399 US dollars
Yeah.
on release. That 399 pounds. And this time it's a whole complete ball game. Even though PlayStation 4 Pro, when it was released, it was 285 on launch. So that tells you something as well. The
Yeah.
way they released that later on, but Xbox was much greater. When Xbox One X came out, it was more expensive than obviously at launch. And Xbox One came out, it was the same price that Sony put to us. But then the Xbox One X was more expensive than the Pro.
Yeah, it
But
was. I remember that. I
that's
remember that.
because I believe it was they, but it wasn't because of the settings or anything. It was because of the Blu-ray disc drive. But that's annoying because PlayStation was good at making their disc drive for their customers, which is Blu-ray, and the PlayStation 4 has it at a good price. They kept it like that always. Like when they either way, PlayStation 4 came out or PlayStation 4 Pro. Sorry about that. I know why I'm fucking yawning. I have enough sleep in my life. That's all, and that's what pissed me off. It's like, damn, you paying extra just for a fucking Blu-ray drive? That's fucking
I could
stupid.
never understand that. I
Mhm.
probably only they only did that to make it cheaper or something like that, like the
Okay,
base
nice.
console. But yeah,
That's when Xbox released. Don't get me wrong, Xbox did that, yeah. But then they made a cheaper console where they took out the disc drive completely and they made the digital version, which was, like
My
piece of
dad
shit.
walked in and all of the screens got Instagram ass everywhere. Yo, there's so much ass and boobs, and he just walked in. Yo, oh, it's glorious. Oh shit, I should get off this. Okay, cool, yeah.
nah, but
So now we
like I like I don't. I think people will be switching to PS5 if they're on Xbox. I can see like now like where it's going. There's even our COD community is even thinking of buying PS4s now. Like people are thinking of going to Sony.
Fucking gypsies.
I don't know.
Fuck.
It's just like my opinion on PS4 versus Xbox. Like it's still consoles, but like if it's crossplay, you both are console players. Like there's this war like when I was like when we were just starting the Modern Warfare. Like you just heard so many people like I can't wait for these Xbox guys to come in so I can just show them how it's done. And it didn't make sense like at the time because I'm like they're also trying to play. I mean everyone has that type of shit talk, but like they're also trying to play. They're trying to get some, but I don't know, like when an Xbox player hosts, a PS4 player's frame drop all the time. But then when a PS4 player hosts, I don't know what the point of view is from an Xbox player's point of view because there's connectivity issues like every single time I play against an Xbox team. And I'm not saying like the Xbox host is trash. I'm just saying there's an issue with connectivity when crossplay is enabled. And they gotta sort that out. There's nothing wrong. There's probably nothing wrong with the internet. It's probably just the connection between one console and the other, and I think the platform is not done properly, especially through Modern Warfare. But I don't know.
Mhm.
I honestly don't know. But
And that's also another thing to say. Modern Warfare, these other games, like let's say I recently bought Last Jedi and I played it. My PS4 don't sound like a turbo when I put on Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare makes my PS4 Pro fucking turn into a turbo.
yeah,
I'm
Yo, my
confused as
ship's
hell.
taking off, bro. Fuck,
Yeah, I'm
I'm part of
confused as hell
NASA.
because I'm like, yeah, like everything is all right. It gets all cool, but as soon as you get that menu where you choose multiplayer campaign and shit, it begins.
yeah,
It's wild. That's what I wonder why. And don't get me wrong, the game is it needs new developers to focus on it. Possibly people who actually give a fuck about the game and don't give a fuck about money. But that's Activision these days. Can't win with that. But could be nice if they actually gave a fuck about people who actually built up that game.
yeah. Gave it a following, because now it's like they spent 3 years to make a new engine, but that's all they have now. They only have a new engine. Like the spawns are messed up on certain maps. Like there's a whole lot of issues. Like the people are getting I know people are getting different like things like in the store with their free bundles, like they're getting robbed, like absolutely robbed. The battle pass is okay, but I think that there could have been done like way more stuff done. I appreciate that they've got card points to earn from the battle pass, but it's not nearly enough to like satisfy me for to play pubs like the
Yeah.
way it is.
And don't get me wrong, obviously, when that beta came out, people suspected that supply drop was there, and obviously, someone responded on Reddit saying it was a bit of old code from the last game.
Yeah,
Sorry, from the last build. But supply drops aren't here. But who knows this year because they promised an MTX system, but there was no MTX system. I mean, you can earn through the the battle pass and you can get the free weapons, but not everything from the battle pass. Obviously, it's like a free pass, like how Fortnite.
yeah.
At least they did give the weapon battle pass.
And this
Somewhat of.
free and this skill-based matchmaking system is so flawed. Like for me, Like I don't even think there's a system. It's just like a whole lot of bullshit that they threw into a game just to make sure that like certain good players match up against other good players, but then it doesn't feel like it was properly done. Like it just feels like it was rushed. Like they should have left based matchmaking, make ranked play. Like they should have just focused on like just throw any people into a pub's lobby and then just have a special part for ranked play only. Like that's what BO4 did. That's what World War Two did. IW didn't do that, but World War Two did that. It's only Infinity Ward that keeps doing that. They have game battles, interfaces in their games, but I don't know if it's going to be in this game. Doesn't look promising. They didn't bring Paint Job. Same thing as 3 years ago. They didn't bring that in, and I actually like that. That's the one
Yeah.
part of the game where I like, because I can make custom
And
things.
normally they say it's like obviously not at launch. Like leaderboards in World War II only came in to work after the game
Yeah,
finished, right? So that's what made me think. But I'm not gonna lie, when they came out with that 2v2 tournaments, that was pretty sick. Like you could earn shit through
the
there.
best mode, hands
But
down, that's come out of
if
COD.
they could do that with like a make a ranked place, I know Treyarch is definitely gonna make a league place kind of game mode, which I'll enjoy that shit. That's what I wish. But I just wish it isn't like Black Ops 4. It took long. Not gonna lie, it did get better and towards the end of Black Ops 4 League play. But if they can actually remember to like release that maybe a month or two after, not like a few months like below, like when they already went on the third DLC.
Yeah. I, I mean, I think now they can keep the same engine. Like for the next game, they keep the same exact same engine. Like you just change up the narrative and then focus on rank play, then focus on like custom things. Because this game feels like it's plain. Like there's nothing much added to it. Like the camos are the grind to get Damascus is not even worth it. Like you look at the camo, it looks like you can get that camo is like equivalent to like a standard camo in BO4. Like what a camo that you can get in like from grinding and getting in supply drop was like a green camo that was moving. You can't even get moving things anymore besides the stickers. That's the only thing you get. Like
Well, there is moving cameras coming, but they don't want to do it. They're trying to keep it old school. And the only reason why there's what is it called? There is a ranking system for pubs, but they're only doing it so they can keep all the new players at ease, so they can
The
make
thing
more
is,
money.
they did one of the devs did tweet. Oh, Infinity Ward did tweet getting 6v6 friendly maps like that. I'm like, but you'll say you're making developing more of those kind of maps. You'll literally have like a full PC players have data mined your maps.
yeah,
Release the maps that you already had in there. That would have made
exactly.
people happy. You have no idea how happy you'd be knowing that you have all the shit stored up in your thing like Rust, like other old maps like a terminal and shit like that. But you won't release it because you don't care anymore. And that's the thing. Modern Warfare, the Infinity War doesn't care about old people. They will always focus on the new or what
Yeah,
brings them money to people. So that's why their bundles always make your and you notice that even though after your bundle for free to grab to
yeah,
yours gone, it'll still highlight that store just to try and make you go and
yeah,
get shit. That's annoying for me because I like to mark everything as red or shit like that.
yeah. So it like
And
doesn't
that
get in your face.
yeah,
Yeah,
it just pisses me off.
I don't know.
No, but they're not gonna release this maps for a long time. They're gonna because it's been leaked. They're
Yeah,
gonna
like I said, it's
out of
Infinity
this.
Ward, so I'm pretty sure they'll release it towards the end of.
Yeah,
Oh, just like how World War II is doing it now. Recently, there's an update for it that came out
yeah.
a few days ago. That's for to be able to play for update 7.0. But obviously, there's gonna be more stuff coming to World War II.
When's that first CDL land? Because that's whenever that is that big
That's
like
on the
CDL
9th. I
drop.
think it's on the 19th of Jan. So that's on
Because
Sunday.
because
Next week
they said
Sunday.
when that gets released, that's when all the CDL camos come out and they're moving. Those are like moving camos. They've
But
been leaked.
that's the thing though. Infinity Ward hasn't made those moving cameras before.
It is.
Like
That was a data mined, but they're gonna be expensive to buy though.
the
They're not gonna
ones
be
that,
cheap.
but the thing is, the ones I think you're talking about is the ones on Twitter that people retweet.
The V Lion Man, that guy that
Yeah,
makes all of them. Yo, it's
because
that.
I think those are just concepts though,
Yeah,
because they
No,
haven't
not
released
those
any.
ones. The actual leaked ones. There's only four that's been leaked so far.
For which
It's
teams?
Empire Huntsman, and then there's the Phase One, and there's one
Seattle
more.
Surge.
I think it's that one. They're good camos, but I think they come with a calling card and an emblem and a spray and I
Uh,
think a sticker, but they're expensive. They're not gonna be your
Like what?
12
Yeah.
2K
dollar.
card points.
I think it's gonna be like more expensive than BO3. I don't know. They said it's gonna be quite pricey because you get a whole bunch. It's
Oh,
not
so
gonna
it's
be
like a
like Call of
pack.
Duty Ghost.
Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be a pack per team.
okay,
That's
so
what
it's
they
like
said.
2K for a whole pack of like NA teams or
Yeah,
like
it's not like BO3 where you could spend how much was it, Zach? Like 1,000 card
200, 200 card points for each camo.
Yeah, like it was
that's
like
not
a
bad at all,
1,000
bro.
card points, and then you get like a whole pack. Like you could get
Yeah.
Optic Phase and all these other teams in one pack, and that'd be the American team, the Australian section, all that shit. So they're gonna obviously gonna try and milk the money and make
But
it
I feel like they
team.
can't do that anymore now. They can't do NA packs anymore. Like I think I
They
don't know
can't do it anymore. At
because
the time, you could.
they
And
at the time like there was Cloud9, there was Mindfreak. Yeah, Mindfreak's not there anymore. It was Cloud9, Mindfreak, but now it's like all of them are like there's like what 8 NAs and there's like 3 EUs or 4 EUs if I'm not mistaken. There's Royal
some shit.
Ravens. There's Paris Legion. I don't know who else. I'm not sure who else. I think those are the only EU. Yeah, those are the only EU from what I know. I think I don't know. LA Gorillas is also, but they have people from I think Decimates from the
Yeah.
EU. But
There's
yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be like that. Of course, the stickers and the sprays not moving, but the calling card and the emblem are gonna be moving. But they're gonna be quite pricey though, because it's a pack. So it's gonna be like Call of Duty Ghost with the whole pack system, but it's not gonna be as cheap as Ghost, because Ghost was cheap. That was like how much? Like was that like $4? And you got like a reticle, a calling
I
card.
never played that multiplayer, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it was good though. It was fucking lit. Loved Ghost. The vector was amazing.
But this is okay. This is a topic that we're gonna get onto, and there's many different opinions on this. So recently on Twitter we saw Eve versus Saw Spare Pizza. We saw that whole fight going down. I want to know what are the opinions of both of you going in, like looking at all of that on Twitter. Like, what do you guys think? Who do you think is? It's not really important as to who is right or wrong, but
I
from what
feel
your
it is.
perspectives are, what are you seeing from both of them?
I'll let you go first because
What
I
the
don't have that much
fuck?
experience. No, you go
Fucking.
first on this one.
I mean, Saad
Like
did
honestly,
fucking.
like looking at it from like both perspectives, like why, like what is it? Is it like I don't know. Like, is it like, are both of them right? Is one of them wrong? Is one of them right? As to like, I mean, like, people are allowed to express whatever they want on Twitter. I mean, it's social media at the end of the day. You can do what you want, you can post what you want. If it doesn't bother anyone else, like, and obviously, like, there's certain things that are posted that may, but I don't think anything that Spare Pizza posted uh, bothered anyone. She was just confident about herself back in the day. And also Eve doing the same thing, she does the same thing, which is there's nothing wrong about that. Like my opinion is that I don't know how this whole feud started, but I think it started where Spare Pizza posted a picture of herself, and like she was like feeling confident about herself and whatnot. And then I think Eve commented on it, but she commented on it in a certain way. I think it was I don't know if it was I'm not gonna don't quote me on it. I don't know if it was negative or not, but she did say something, and it sparked something on Twitter. I don't know if it was. I don't even like. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think. What I saw in 2017 or before that. But then I saw that happening, and that's how the whole fight started. And then Eve started posting pictures of herself, like being all confident and stuff. And then Saw was wondering, okay, but why wasn't I allowed to do that back in the day? Like, why now are you able to do it and I wasn't allowed to do it? And there's a whole bunch of things which I think both of them should be able to do what they want to do on social media and post whatever they want to post. So without getting backlash from each other because they both are posting the same things. But you can't criticize someone for doing something when you go and do it later. Like I think I don't know who accused who, but I think Eve said something about Spare Pizza posting revealing photos, but on Twitter. But then then Spare Pizza was like, but you're doing the same thing like a couple years later. So you calling me this, but you go and do this like later,
Just 9/11.
which doesn't make sense. So I want to know what the opinions are from both of you. That's just the story. I think the base story that from what I've seen. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember. So what is it?
Well, to first off, I don't think Eve wants confidence. I'm just saying that's not confidence. That's more trying to find the right word. Yeah, that's more like getting attention on purpose. That's likes, retweet, views, comment. So that's not confidence or keeping status updates with your figure on your diet, because Eve does not have a diet. So that's not fitness really. I think Sasta has a diet, doesn't she? Well, she's on that healthy
Just want to say
routine.
he's the sports science guy. That's what talks.
Huh?
I clarify that on stream. He's a
What?
sports science guy. I just want to
I'm not
clarify
a
that on stream
sports
when he
science guy.
spoke.
Where the fuck do you get that bullshit?
What did you graduate for? Did you not get sports science?
He did get sports
Oh,
science, everyone. He did. He's just
You
putting it
did.
off stream.
He's just calming down now. See,
no, 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 no. But legit, though, she's probably doing the whole fucking um, diet shit and the whole routine and the path to being healthy and all that shit. Eve's not. So that's more, I would say, more attention though. So that's more looking for attention. Shouldn't she did kind of get called out on those copying of the tweets because there was like how many days apart and it was
It
so
was like
fucking
I think it
similar.
was like 1 or 2 days apart. Not
3 days.
mistaken.
One of them was a week apart, bro, and it was identical. I think literally the one word change. I think it changed from nuggets to like Gasapo shit, but not nuggets, sorry, pizza. And the pizza was changed to something else. It was like identical. It's just copy.
Yeah, it was hi, I'm pizza addiction, and then it went hi, I'm Eve. I have a chocolate addiction.
Yeah, see that
And
shit.
then the other one was unpopular opinion, but sushi sucks. Unpopular opinion, colons, sushi is disgusting. And
So
another one was sometimes it's okay not to be okay. I'm not okay.
that's a
And
few days
then the other one
apart.
was it's okay not to be okay. The thing is, one of them, yeah. So the it's okay to not be okay. The one by Sa was on 12th, sorry, 20th of December. The other one was 7 days later, 27th, which
Yeah,
was
see, a
by you
week
saying
apart.
it's okay.
That's quite a big fucking difference. I mean, if you're that fucking boring that you can't think of anything to tweet and you have to copy someone else is quite sad. And then the only way you get attention on your Twitter is by posting pictures. Is that's like that's why it's her attraction.
I
And
just
then
I couldn't I even commented on it Twitter. I couldn't understand the whole thing with Hachi. You remember that the whole thing with Hachi and the kid and whatnot. You remember you saw that? Like she commented on Hachi's Eve commented on Hachi's tweet
oh,
because
the
he
Christmas story.
yeah, so he saved up to buy his brother a scuff, and she comments he posted a video of him like opening this box with a scuff in it and he was happy about it, and then she commented um oh you got something about like you got him a scuff but you still haven't paid me for what you owe me, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, like apparently she DM'd him multiple times over the course of a couple months or so, and he hadn't replied. But the fact remains for me is that you don't. She even acknowledged it herself. You don't post something like that on a tweet. Like you don't rip someone because they're happy. You know what I mean? That's a kid as well. Like you can't like do that. I mean that kid is probably innocent, doesn't know about what's going on. Obviously he's not on Twitter, but if it were to be like on YouTube or something like that, and you saw that, like there would be a whole thing with him and his family or whatnot. But I just think that that was wrong to do. My opinion, like from my morals, I wouldn't go and do that. I know people have seen me like on Twitter a couple years ago that I used to be like the person that would like call people out, but I don't really do that anymore. I just look from a distance. But when I saw that, I was like, that's wrong. Like no one should go and do that. Like that's just a kid. Like you don't go at someone for being happy that a kid is happy because that's his brother. I was like, that's just for me that was out of line. I mean, a lot of people felt
Obviously,
that way too.
I
Um,
understand why, but it was just wrong place to do it. And how much is a scuff? Because I'm pretty sure like the month span that she's been trying to get in contact with him would make sense that he was saving up, or at least trying to get the
See, I don't
money
know
to
the
buy.
whole story, but from what was happening. I think he stayed at her like place or something, and he didn't pay rent. But I don't know how it was. I don't know how it was
It's
like planned out or agreed upon because it seemed like one party didn't know about these terms all of a sudden. But the fact remains is that they could have she could have got into contact with him some other way, maybe like find out from a friend or something like that if he wasn't responding. And maybe if he wasn't responding, there was a reason for him not responding. Because you never know, maybe there might have been a reason why he wasn't talking at all about or responding to her at all about all of this with in terms of the rent and paying back some cash that she's owed. So there must have been there's definitely more to it than any of us know. There must be some agreement that was reached or wasn't even reached, or some terms aren't even disclosed. But for me, that took the cake. I had to say something about it, and that wasn't right for me. Like you can rip me all you want about anything I've said in Twitter in the past, but that for me was that just took it for me. That was wrong. Just base fact wrong. Like
Yeah.
the like
no, it
it's
makes
it's
sense.
it's it's like doing this, right? For example, like if I'm posting a tweet about yo, I just got into a like a really good team, like, and then someone just like post something on Twitter about my personal life, like, oh, but you still haven't done this, or you've done this to someone else, and then it just ruins everything, like the whole mood of the tweet. They just want to like take you down in just one tweet. And I'm not saying that either of them are bad people for anything they've done. I'm just saying at the time that what was done, what Eve said at the time was wrong. It was 100% wrong. I mean, there could be other people that think that that was the right thing to do, but that for me wasn't at all the right place, the right tone, and the right way to do things.
I
That was wrong.
see why she was angry, just on not the right thing. I mean, I don't know. Little kid got a fucking scarf. Now he's gonna go beam fucking Xbox bitches.
I don't know, bro.
Which is it's sad because like, hey man, like yeah, you gotta that kid stuff like man, let them enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Like
said
I
in your
said
tweet saying
afterwards,
sorry, I didn't want to
do it on
sorry,
here.
she said I didn't want to do it on here, and I was like, well, yeah, but did you not try the phone number? You didn't call back. Yeah, that may be problematic, but obviously she wanted to spread attention to the situation. But I think she could have
Just kept it
hopefully,
moving.
yeah,
But
in a
I
way
I don't know. Something
that there must be something big there going on.
like them. I felt like there was. I felt like that was a ploy. Like in a way, could be wrong. I felt like that was a ploy to get attention on her side, so that things can actually happen, so that she can get her money back or whatever was agreed upon, so that she can actually get action taken. But I don't know. It didn't end up working because everyone, only like a couple people like sided and said, "Yo, you should just pay her back." But most of the people that I know on that the thread was saying what you did wasn't really called for. You shouldn't have done that. Like that's not what people usually do. I don't know. Like for me, like I don't have anything like it's just we just saying giving our opinions on it. And after seeing that, that was a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth on the timeline after that, because I was mad for Hachi's, like, what he posted. Like I was mad for him because he's probably like really happy that like he's able to make his brother happy, because I know like he's had a couple like ups and downs. Like he managed to like land an internship with ATK. He was streaming through ATK as well. He needed help to get lifted off the ground, hardware, software, etc. And he managed to do it. He did it all, and he did it all on his own as well, with the help of other people. So I was happy about that. But thing is, like, you can't knock someone down like that. In my opinion, like that's just how it is.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yo, I posted a meme right about like I envy Keegan, and everyone and I envy responded like that laughing like that agreement
Oh
emoji.
yeah, like the yeah,
Yeah, and someone responded. Her name is NayQ25,
yeah.
and responded really question mark. Ugh, just grow up. I mean,
Oh
what the fuck is that? Like, bro, I'm just trying to fuck about with like Keegan because I did a Spider-Man thing called Everywhere I Go. I see his face in the Spider-Man one,
yeah.
and him looking at I envy. I was like, bro, damn, who the why is she so?
The thing is, we're not even like. we're not shedding like you weren't even like intending that to
Yeah,
be. That's like a funny thing that all of us
that's
have as an
yeah,
inside
that's
joke.
just good. Like
And
Keegan, and I put hashtag Kodzere as because I want to see INV get it, and INV just put the the what's it called
agreeing.
not emoji, and then I was like, oh okay, cool. But then when she comes in, it's like, yeah,
Actually,
always people.
on
I'm
that
Wait,
actually
who
note,
said that?
wait, on that note, we need to actually talk about INV. Like on that, like since you just brought that up about that tweet that she just posted, we need to actually talk about INV and like what we've seen on like we can only really comment on what we've seen. We can't really comment on any background shit because other people will get into the things that I know and the things that we know. We shouldn't be getting into
yeah.
that. But I mean, what we've seen from social media. What do you guys think? We saw um, something in a lobby of racism in a chat lobby in Modern Warfare. We saw Rainbow Six banning INV from playing on their servers. I don't know how they do that, but apparently there was cheating going on or something like that. There's various accounts of doing that, but just want to say the people who you know from INV like Rad Gamer, Tinky, all those people you see, they aren't the ones that are doing it. It's the people who
Mm.
are like the pub stompers of envy that are doing it. It's not the people you see play
Yeah.
COD. It's the
Because you
general.
you and I have experienced Red Game a lot, right?
Yeah.
Motherfucker didn't revive us in Black Ops 2 zone. We played. I remember him
Yo.
and I. We all three of us and Red Gamer. We all wanted to do a
Zombie.
the Alpha and Omega
Yeah.
Easter egg, and he's asked like we asking him to pick us up. We got ray gun. This man just runs over us and just looks at us just to die
Yo,
like that, bro. We were so salty. But yeah, Red Gamer is a nice guy.
he's a nice guy.
Chill guy.
I think all of the COD guys from INV are are the really nice guys. Even the Xbox team as well. I've never had any
Yeah,
like.
but
I've
their
never.
Xbox team is actually really good though.
The Xbox team is a good team because we were actually getting smacked by them. Like we were actually getting dominated, and then like I wouldn't blame connection on that. I think we were just like not thinking straight because we don't have a full team at the moment. We still looking for players, etc. So I just want to play, make sure I'm getting my ducks in a row so that I don't fall down like a slippery landslide and just like not know what I'm doing in the next couple of weeks. But the whole I envy thing with so whenever you see I envy doing all of these like stupid things, it's not don't look at the COD people because the COD people aren't the ones who do it. It's the people who are in the pub scene, like the
And
because
I
yeah,
yeah, and I also think like sorry to cut you off there,
that's all good.
but I also think it's also not to blame the
Yeah,
organization themselves.
exactly. Yeah,
They put their time, their money, and their efforts to find these people that choose to be in their squad, their organization, and they go and ruin it for INV, and then obviously it'll make INV look bad and shit like
mm,
that. And it's sad because like they're probably a prestige. They're probably a nice. They seem like a nice bunch, like an organization that's a nice run. Is run by the managers, Ivan, right?
Tinky. Yeah, that's the manager, and I don't know who the actual owner is. It's
Owners, yeah, but
Ramazzotti. Remember, we saw him in a
yeah,
lobby. That's the owner. Yeah,
and they see it. The organization is fine. There's nothing wrong. It's
yeah,
just they have to pay for the actions that their players do, and they actually put their trust in those players to see how they rock. Because you can't be out here calling motherfuckers some racist shit or
yeah,
whatever the fuck you want to go say, like problems, like that's allegedly speaking of like problems. Apparently there was racism and Rainbow Six Siege. Don't know much about that, but I just know banning
yeah,
couldn't be played. But yeah, you can't just be out here just talking shit like that. And even if you are the type of person to talk shit, um, you also have to keep in mind like what are you gonna say to the internet? Say to people. Obviously, the internet will always there's just a simple screenshot picture with your phone
it's
hashtag
everywhere.
CODZA
It's
or
literally
just tag
everywhere.
the thing everywhere. And like that's how it goes. Like even like people who are watching this right now will probably fucking flip this podcast, post something at hashtag CODZA and look at these three fuckers talking shit
Yeah,
on INV. They like to spin shit,
yeah.
but we're not really talking shit about them, acknowledging the facts of this. And watch my words and I'll get like changed
Yeah,
up or
exactly.
something
They
like that
like
if it is possible.
Kotzere loves to do that. I swear. Like they do it. Like I'm not like labeling everyone, but there's certain people in Kotzere that literally like they take a clip of what you say, they put it over something else, they play the whole thing, and then they screenshot it and send it. Like that for me, like Like this whole thing will get posted to YouTube so that if anyone wants to see it, they can see exactly what we're saying.
With the full thing, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like for me, I keep on saying that all the time, but it's actually an opinion because the people who are actually saying all these things are the people who are just like they don't know that it's a community. They just playing pubs and they think that everything they say is going to be erased the next day. But the one thing I can critique about the org is that they need to stop screenshotting like things about people. Like say for example, if someone says in a if say for example the owner's playing, and then in the actual text chat in Modern Warfare they say, "Oh, I envy is bad." So then like the org will get into a whole thing, and then the org sends a screenshot, posts it, and then just like says something that's like very provocative, like on the tweet, and it's like. You don't start a war because an organization isn't supposed to do that. Like you're supposed to be that neutral party. Like you know what? Like let's just ignore all of that stuff. Let's just focus on growing. But like in terms of like making sure that there are disciplinary things, then you start tweeting about it. But you don't like talk shit to another org, or you don't talk shit about other players on your org's account. Like for me, like that, people won't want to join an org that does that. And I'm not saying like no one wants to join INV because of that, but I'm saying it's if we want as a scene to get more internationally recognized, we need to make sure that those kind of things are ironed out because one thing like that can actually set us back miles. Because if a person from overseas sees that an org's account does that, then they're like, oh no, this scene is very immature. Like people are posting from a personal point of view and not posting from a neutral standpoint. So it shows that there's like certain things like there we go. It shows that there's like a whole lot of things that are in the way, like of doing things properly. So I don't know. That for me is how it is. I just think that they need to avoid drama for the next what? I think next couple of months. If they avoid drama, people will forget about it. But people have created a bad stigma with INV, and I noticed that. And they need to change. Like they need to do something that changes it. They need to like maybe like host like an event or something like that, or like maybe even like have like a talk about how they plan to like you know make sure that people who are talking a lot of like bullshit and stuff don't end up in the org because it brings the name down and it like destroys the community. So they need to think about that the next time they decide to, create a I don't know, decide to put out a post. They need to think about that carefully because I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there's the, it's like even like with team. Okay, so Prodigy asked, "What did I Envy do?" So we discussed it earlier on, and what I Envy did was, someone posted something about Envy calling them bad or something like that, and then uh the org account responded with that screenshot of them calling them bad, and they 3v3 them afterwards, and they said, and they showed the scoreboard or something, and they said that's why you never like we take you on and stuff like that, like don't come at us or whatever. But that was the wrong thing to do. Do that in private. Don't post it on your org's account. Because I do think it's a good org that can actually go far. I do think so. They just need to cut out that, because their team, if they get the right players, the team will do really well. And the manager, I know Book Tinky is the manager, and he's doing a good job. Like he's actually trying to get like positive eyes on the org, and it's hard to do that when there are things like people saying racist things with the I Envy clan tag, because that's actually how it started. People knew it was from them because they had the I Envy clan tag. But other people sometimes put the I Envy clan tag on and then say bullshit, and then people think that they're from I Envy. So that's one of the things that I don't know they need to fix. I think that's the way forward. Because I remember when PG had a thing where everyone thought that I dropped 2 players when I actually didn't drop 2 players. It was the org who dropped 2 players. I didn't have that kind of power, and one of the two of the players didn't want to play with the other two, and then I got blamed, and the org took a little bit of heat for that. Uh, Also, the performance-wise of our team towards its end wasn't that good, so I also took heat for that as well as the org. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the org's at a better point now, but that's just you just gotta avoid that kind of stuff. And when it happens, you gotta deal with it properly, professionally, because That's all I have to say in terms of I envy and what they need to do from now on. I don't know what you guys
Yeah.
think about that. What is your guys'
I I think that I remember when I like obviously I didn't get close to you back then, the way I am now, our relationship as friends. Um, but I know that Tio and I used to ask a lot of questions to people like, how come you get so much heat online about what's the story about you, Redem,
Yeah,
uh, TGSA, Redem, and why people talk so much shit about you, like online, and we wonder why you don't respond or shit like that. You were the bigger person. You played it out smartly, and you understood, and your org backed you up for it.
yeah,
That's one thing I will say to you about PGSA. That was really nice. Lethal now. They backed you up with it. They didn't talk. They didn't talk you down. They didn't make you write a statement. They didn't write. Stood with you, and yeah, you never needed to respond, even though you were getting so much shit. And you could have told the truth. What really happened? You just stood by, and now the same people who will be chatting shit about you join you on press triangle quick on their controller
yeah.
and try and join you on Modern Warfare. There's the same
Those are the
motherfuckers that
same
talk
people.
shit.
That's
Yeah,
exactly the
it's so
same people.
and then the niggas that say the most shit behind your back will tune in on the stream, tune
Exactly.
in on your followers, will say, "Oh, that's my boy Redham at the lands,"
Yeah.
but they won't talk shit. They
All
rather
keyboarders, bro. I swear, like when you go to a LAN, Tuor's even because we took Tuor. I took Tuor to DGC, like we were playing. Well, I was playing at DGC, and the people there that like are behind the keyboard and talk the most shit, like they won't say anything to you in person. They'll act nice. Like that's just how it is. That's how the community's been for a long time. Um,
Worthy, lol.
yeah, that's actually a funny story, bro. Cause
You want to tell
Tio,
that story?
actually,
Actually,
I think you should tell them, Tio,
tell that
because
story.
there's a
Yeah,
whole story about
Yeah,
that. I
that
think
was
you should
we
get
insane.
haven't
into that.
talked that much, so go on.
No, I'm chilling on that
No,
story.
that's a
I'm
yikes. Yeah, it is
It is a
prodigy, but
yikes, bro.
let him go on. Go on. Actually, tell the story though.
w-
You
like
must
the
remember that
whole
you are in
Yeah,
the
this is
right.
uncut.
You must remember that in the story, you were in the right in the story, so no one can give you backlash.
No, it's
'Cause-
it's not that bit. It's how it started.
Oh yeah,
No,
Like,
get to the part where like the
like
part of
you were 1v1ing them. Get to that part
oh,
and how
okay.
that
So
happened.
I skipped the other bit. Okay, I just want to know that bit. I skipped. Okay. Yeah. So I got into a 1v1 with Eve as a joke, and I was playing Destiny for like 2 weeks straight. So I wasn't playing COD, so I was pretty ass. So I hosted the free for all. I think it was the score was 12-0, and they wanted to switch hosts. So we switched hosts, and then I played on her host. Then it was 15-1. Then they wanted a redo. They said something's up, so she restarted it. Then we did it again, and I won 13-5. Then she got a or something. It was I won by a large scale, and then they were asking if I was they asked if I was a comp player or something, and I said no. I've never done 1v1s. I don't play comp. I play pubs. I'm a pub stomper. And I said cool. Then they asked like how do you know some of these angles? Where do you get it from? And I said Perez because I've been playing with Perez so long. They said what the comp player. I said yeah. I said I'm very good friends with him. I play pubs and I come join tents and stuff for fun, and I don't do 1v1s. Then after I did that, I played a UK friend on that host, and I won 30-12 or 15, some shit. Then he wanted a redo on his host, so we did a redo, and it was 30, I think 30-29 or some shit. End up winning. Then uh, they were just talking the biggest load of shit though about Perez. It was the whole time during that whole 1v1s was Perez is a bot. I've carried Perez. He's a shit driver. He can't play comp. He doesn't know anything. Don't trust him. Don't listen to him. Nothing. All this, or just the biggest load of shit. But they wanted me to 1v1 one more person. This was like 3 in the fucking morning. I'm fucking tired. I'm being accused of cheating. I was accused of cheating. I was accused of using a keyboard I got accused of that you can't snap on console. It's a PC thing. All this bullshit. Even though if I plugged in my mouse and keyboard, it
Ooh,
would show.
talk about the friends request shit.
Oh
What
yeah.
Oh,
causes your PlayStation as a host?
I can't
What
add
Eve
as
said.
a I can't add as a PSN friend because it makes her lag on her host. So I have to have
Mm.
as an Activision friend. That yeah. And then the one person that wanted me to 1v1 was Worthy, the comp player, the retired one, still retired. Well, went back into retirement. Sorry. Yeah. So I 1v1'd him, and he was very confident. I didn't know who he was, but I heard that he was an ex-comp player. So I was not going to. I didn't. What is it called?
want to
I was
slack
like,
off.
okay, yeah, it's not slack off. I was slacking off the entire thing. I was like emoting like the thumbs up every time around corners as a fucking joke. But I was like, he's a comp player. I can't do these fuck around things anymore. He's probably gonna take it quite serious, and he's gonna want to probably dominate, as you would want to you know, prove to an equal that you're good. So what is it? We did the 1v1. As we were doing it, he was chatting the loudest. Like at the time, he was teaming with Perez, and they were, all good. But he was talking a load of shit when those two were there, like Eve and her friend, her UK friend, saying that he's a recruit bot that you practice on and get warmed up on at land. He can't play, he can't teach, he's fucking shit, he's useless, he gets carried, all this shit. And while he was chatting the shit, I was, well, using all the shit that Pro showed me, the angles, the positions, how to take on gunfights, and I was laughing because every time I got a kill, I used to say, yeah, you see that spot? Yeah, Pro showed me that. I was just the whole time taking the piss out of them. And then I won, I think it was 30 to 25 or 30 to 20, something like that. And then he ended up going, okay, you're not a bad player, like, and then he's like, yeah, he doesn't re-peak angles or anything, all this shit. And she was chatting a lot of shit about Essa as well. She's like, oh, he's not an SA player. SA players are dumb. They can't play. It's like, you've not played against SA players. Like, I get my ass handed to me by a lot of SA players in the community. And if I'm beating you, you don't want to play against a lot of the players. There's a lot of good players in the community. Like, I'm not that good compared to half the people here. There's a lot of good players. But she just chats a lot of shit, and apparently bravado is not
This
her
is
thing.
like this is for me. Like I never had a problem with any of them. Like both of them, I still don't have a problem with them. But then when I heard like the way they speak about me behind my back, like that's when you like understand like
And
the
the
type of
funny thing is, like, continuing that, the funny thing is, like, this man here, you can't. If Perez would say, like, the funny thing is, like, you know that he was in a Discord call when this shit was happening, and we could hear it.
yeah.
So it's not him believing that T was the one who said it, and that could be like
I heard it.
reflection of
Yeah.
like people
I
could be saying
streamed it
like,
as
oh
well.
yeah, he streamed it as well,
So they could,
and I'm pretty
because they
sure it's
didn't
a VOD,
expect.
isn't it?
Yes, yeah, but it's probably expired by now. But they didn't want to. They didn't want to spec it because then their names would be there. Because then you know Prezi there, so you'd be very careful what you say and do.
Yeah.
So I went to play them one on one, or in a PS. I was in a PS party, and I went on Discord on my phone and just played it, so they could hear it. And there was just shit ton of talking. And then they were like, "Yeah, you're a shit player. You're cheating. Your keyboard and mouse." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But then they started chatting shit about Perez, which pissed me off because, well, that's one of my friends, and you don't make fun of him. So I did some comp angles. Unfortunately, they're not smart enough to realize that those are comp angles. So they still presumed I was a pub player that used mouse and keyboard, which was,
Like
I don't know how.
the part that I was angry about is like they made you also seem like you were dumb. Like they wouldn't like try to help you like get into like comp either, which shows like how our community actually is. Because like I mean we need as many competitive players as possible because our scene is very small. It's a very niche scene. So like they were like shit talking you a lot. Like they were telling you, you're a keyboarder, you don't know what you're doing,
Yo,
which
yeah, that was fucking
which
funny, bro. I was a keyboarder, and they were considered. He was like, "Yeah, I consider myself a very dominant player. I've won 2v2 tournaments, and everything. I consider myself an elite player." And but I'm on his host, and he still lost. He couldn't deagle for shit.
that's like for me like we're supposed to be like I mean everyone's gonna talk shit to everyone, but like don't like ostracize him. Like and also like there's certain things that like get told to me over and over again. Like there was one time in a party chat, I'm not gonna say who, you guys know because we were there. Someone said something and they were like, you know what, like I can't wait to get you on LAN because you're just joking me online. And you know how many times I hear that when I go to LAN, I do the same thing I do online. And then I just hear that, I'm just like, bro, come on, like just come up with something different because I get annoyed. Like when you hear the same thing for like months and months and months over end over end, it just gets really like annoying. Like it's just the small mindset of the community. It's not the whole community. It's just like a certain like bunch of people who aren't like in the mid tier or high tier that think like that. Like that's it's sad to say, but it's true. And I'm not holding myself to any regard or anything. I don't actually hold myself to that like to a specific status. But you see it through a different point of view, a different lens. um, but the whole thing that happened with Tuor was like I couldn't believe like that they would like it's fine. You can talk shit to me, right? That's okay. But don't talk shit to like any of like the people that I'm close with because that's a low blow. Because what they said was saying to T was like, oh no, like you're not this good. Like you got a keyboard and mouse. Like you don't know what you're doing. All the spots that you're holding is stupid. Like what you learnt was stupid. You can say as much as you want to me, but like if that actually was a person that was new to comp, they wouldn't play comp after that. Because you were already playing comp um, at that time, even before. And if that was someone who just got in there, like, I don't want to face people like that everywhere I go. And that's something you just got to get over, like, the hurdle you got to get over in the community. You first like, experience the bad before you get to the good. And you might even experience the worst for, like, 2 to 3 years. You might, if you're lucky, you get that, like, slow, steady improvement. But that for me, like, I know like she portrays the image of like being like she doesn't try like she said like she's not trying to be like she can't be like the perfect person all the time and she has her drawbacks, but that showed like the worst side of someone like
Yeah,
that.
that's just called being two-faced, my man.
Mm.
Like, you're really nice on Twitter. You post all these pictures to get attention. I want people to join my stream. Because every time she streams or some shit, there's like a new picture of her or some shit. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I mean,
And
she got so butthurt after. Well, I beat all three of them in 1v1, and so butthurt about all the shit that I was saying. And I got quite honest with them with all the shit that I got blocked off everything. So I don't know. I mean, it's quite funny to me.
no, I just find it really funny where like you say all these things, right? And we've all been um like we've all done this, like we've all been like two-faced at one point with a certain thing. But the way that she went about that and what I heard, because I recorded some of it, I didn't record all of it, but I recorded the bit where Worthy came in. After that I recorded that part and I listened to what she was saying. And it's like even though she said some of that shit on like her stream when I used to follow her back then, like the fact that she goes and she spreads things about me that aren't true to someone else and other people, and then
Oh
other
yeah.
people get the worst image of me, and it's not even
Oh
true.
God,
And
bro.
I haven't said a bad thing about her since we what?
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah, go on. I was gonna say, speaking of that, like this week you've been talked about from Xbox people,
yeah, exactly.
believe,
Oh yeah.
by what's his
300
name,
teams,
The
bro.
Crinkler,
Crinkler guy, yeah,
Crinkler ZA, and he was in a party with us, me, you, T,
and the rest of the
Cyberox,
team, yeah.
the rest of the team, and he's saying that he jumped on from teams to teams, and it's like whoever tells him that, it's like it shows you like you hear from one person, and
Everyone
from the
thinks
other,
of you like that.
everyone starts to think about you like that.
Like no one can have
That's
their
the
like own like mind about someone. Like if I hear, for example, if Tio did something that I didn't see, like I've got to have my own mindset. There's some things that you believe from other people that you trust. But like they're just other things that like just you just can't believe. Like it's just you need to have your own mind of it. Prodigy says part of proving people wrong is part of the fun, and that's true. I agree with that. But the thing is that you can't prove people wrong if you don't have the means to do so. So, for example, if like let's just say my team starts talking shit to you and like making up rumors, and then your team may not be as good, and we keep beating you, and you don't get the chance to prove your point. Like it's hard to prove your point to people that you are actually good when you actually don't have a good team and you're just struggling against a team like mine. I'm just saying that because that's an example of like how you you might get limited to prove people wrong. You won't be able to sometimes, and it's a hard thing to deal with. But
I'm just glad that that 1v1 came around because you take yourself off that high pedestal, man. Like,
I don't
chill.
know, like I don't know what the point is of like making like okay, so I got insulted about my driving because there was this one time we had a LAN. No, we got smoked. I'm not gonna lie, we got smoked at that LAN. But she approached me and I think she asked me if she because it was we there were no like proper teams. It was just a bunch of mix-ups. She asked me to pick up for a LAN team for it was a minor. It was at the MWeb Game Zone in Feb or in Jan. I was like, okay, cool. Let me just get players and let's do it. We had like some of the players didn't have like proper comp knowledge, probably from the past, but not in the World War II COD. I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And then I I drove. I picked her up and I picked someone else up on the way. And I was driving slowly, like, and she said like, oh, why am I driving like so slow, like a granny in the UK, as what she said. And I was like, oh, I don't want to like drive fast, and everyone else's lives are at risk. So I don't know why like she made up rumors about me driving. Obviously, I don't have anything against her or Worthy or anything. I don't have a problem with Worthy. His name's Matt. Like I think he's a good guy, but the stuff that he said, he didn't know that I was listening to. It's kind of those things like you don't know, like if you'll never know if people are actually listening to what you're saying in the background, because lots of us talk a whole lot of shit. You know, some of it we don't mean, some of it we do mean, but I mean that's just how.
Yeah, but when he got called out though in the party, yo, that got fucking hella awkward for him.
Oh yeah, he
Holy
got called out in
shit.
the party for saying what he said.
Anyways, yeah,
But that's the thing that happens, right? It's like you talk all the stuff. I don't think people understand. It's like there are a lot of people you guys won't know of, but a lot of even Tio won't know of, like, but let's say the siege group in Russia and UAE, a part of both.
Yeah,
Tio knows that I used to play with them, and Russia and Russian friends is because I used to play between them two, but
yeah,
mostly predominantly Russia. And you would think that the Russians are the ones that talk the most shit. But like, they call me out, yo, you brunette, go suck on your mom,
yeah.
blah blah blah, some shit like that. But it's actually the
I think
funny thing is what people understand is they don't understand, sorry, is that you talk this shit, then you're not prepared for like
we're having some lag issues here.
um it's weird
Zach,
because
hold that thought. I'm just gonna end this call quickly and I'm gonna come back because it's lagging a little bit. Okay,
Fine.
let's see now. That should work. Mm.
Saying the stream is still up.
I gotta just move the webcams. It
When
looks
you
fine.
said that.
this is still up.
Zach,
This is still
I
lag.
think repeat what you said before because
Yeah,
it was lagging a little bit throughout
from
the.
Siege. Yeah, so I play predominantly, well, before I came. I don't play for South Africa. Well, I played as like a for like now and then for some people, but I belong in Siege. Well, I used to belong in Siege. Your camera's a switch, so I think we can change it.
Yeah, I'm just changing.
And Russian Siege community is where I mostly belong in. Or the UAE one that I moved into when it was time, but Russia was the number one place that I belonged in when it came to shit like that. And it's tough because it's not those people that you think that are aggressive they'll talk the most shit, but like when I moved to the Arab territory or like the United Arab Emirates, like they talk the most shit, and then when it's time to like bring it up, they don't, and you talk about it, and then you're like, hey man, like I'm a pretty chill guy, but like if someone's talking shit, then yeah, like if you like pulling it, I understand that between trolling and then
Yeah,
the conception of like fucking about, but like some people are talking the most hectic shit, and you come out and it's like, yo man, what's wrong? It's like uh like even in shit, they will go on yeah.
yeah,
And but at this time this was on PC. This
yeah.
I play on the PC. So uh this all this shit happened, and I spoke to the two guys who were talking the most shit, And I asked him, it's like, what's wrong? And then, like, yo, man, is like, hey, bro, I'm just trying to play this game, pull for my team as usual, and nothing wrong at that. We talked at the LAN event, and he's like, there's nothing wrong, bro. It's just fucking about. And then it's like they like change their whole way, like how they treat you. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, I love you, man. It's like, and then during the whole LAN event, they're like, yo, bro, how's it going? Blah blah blah. And then it's like you understand that, but then in the back of my hand, like, yo, bro, aren't you the guy? Like, there's some of them like take it far. They like go onto like a Google Translate and they type in all these Russian insults, and then they paste it in like the text form
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
PC text form, right? Even in Modern Warfare, people like to do that sometimes with me because they see my game tag,
Mm.
they post it in text form. They obviously go super, but I know that's for fun and shit like that. That's what they did with insults, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. I will say though, by the way, how like I uh dealt with you don't have to like always bring up shit as a player. You know who's better than you, not better than you, but you can be show who off who's better, and you don't have to
Mm.
always talk shit to get attention in places. But I noticed that in COD ZA, there's a lot of people who love to chat shit, which is general. That happens a lot in America. You know the stories like how
Mm.
CDL is there, UK as well,
It's
massive
just,
shit.
it's COD. Everyone's got a
But
fucking
yeah,
email.
but yeah, but I'm saying this as Rainbow player. Any Rainbow players that play comp, they'll understand that it's a surprise because we know people who talk shit, but it's not like heavy shit like COD does it. It's just like it's a complete different thing. And now every day I try and I don't play anymore Rainbow nowadays, but I go back and I go in my Discord with all my Russian friends and my old squad, and they all saying it's like, come back please, we miss you, Zach. What is going on? Blah blah blah. And it's nice to like want to be back there, but then back of the head like, bro, up for this talking shit
Yeah,
again.
this
I'm gonna
toxicness and shit.
perform, but like then it's time to talk shit, and it's like, nah, bro, I
Not
ain't gonna.
into that.
Yeah, like, but don't get me wrong, the game is pretty fun. I go and play it. I play it on PC. But unfortunately, a friend of mine's used my account, got a ban because it didn't perform up to performance. But I don't mind. I'm gonna fresh restart. I played with Tuor a couple. One last game we played was against a 2v2,
Oh yeah.
and we kicked those people's asses pretty hard.
I remember
And
that story actually, bro.
yeah,
Mm.
I was playing some Death Stranding. This is the first time I got into like single player shit because I
Mm.
normally don't touch single players. And Death Stranding really made like on PS Plus that one month. I was like, whoa, bro, I love this fucking game so much. And this one person talked the most shit, and then obviously Tio loves to provoke shit talkers. So we went
Wait,
in.
wait. I don't
He went in and
provoke
said,
them.
"Yo, you do." Anyways, so we went in, and Tio's like, can you please come in, dude? Because he wanted to do. He did it as a 1v2, so he was by himself. He said, "I bet. Let me come in. Let me help you," because I felt bad. It's like, yo, my boy is getting shat on. I was like, that's obviously not fair because they know that they're doing a 1v2. And it's
Yeah.
just him. Yeah. And the host was in a different country, so it's like it's unfair. Came in, I went flawless. I showed Tio some techniques as well while I was there, just as a joke. I predicted the last kill for him, and this man
Yeah,
went
that
out
was
screaming.
damn, bro.
And
Sure,
then
the
I said,
fact that
I
he
did,
waited, it was like
yeah,
three
I
seconds. I'm
counted,
like, dude, you're fucked. There's a loss. He's like, no,
yeah.
no, watch. Then
And
pop.
I counted down from 5 and 4, 3, and I said, as soon as I hit one, that person just walked through that alleyway. I'm not the alleyway. I
The
broke something on
door,
the floor.
the
Yeah,
door. You're on the stairs on that
yeah.
map, and then one tapped him, and then yo, that was fucking
I
funny.
remember that's when you guys told me that story. I actually felt like I was there when that happened. Like that was an
Yo, we
insane
went
story.
in, we
Yeah, and then
re-entered the
Tio goes
chat.
in. The thing's over now, right? Tio goes in and he talks like motherfuckers, my dick, blah blah blah. I remember that shit because I joined the party. And I was like, I GG bet I'm going back, and then I left the party and I was like, I'm going to my own
Nah, but because before there was so much shit talking. It's like
place.
suck my dick, you shit. Oh, fuck off, and all that. Okay, we
Mm,
win. Suck my dick, bitch. How
I
fucking
pretty
goes, bro.
much, pretty much.
Yeah.
don't know, bro.
Actually, yeah, that's got my
That
dick
was a
sucked.
Yo,
s-
that stream that we went on, like I recently just streamed a few hours ago for this. I actually gained,
Yo,
dude.
that
We
was
went off.
lit.
That was a
yeah.
lit.
Yo,
We were playing
we
some Battlefront too. I got Tia to come back and play
flawless
some.
4v4.
We went flawless. It was amazing. And we had
No.
this one guy who was playing the Emperor Palpatine, who was just giving us healing boosts every time. I was playing Boba Fett because someone stole my Anakin, not Anakin, my Kylo Ren, and T was playing Darth Maul, and we were killing it, bro. We were having too much fun.
Charles a
And
fucking
I made an
ninja.
average of 3 viewers on that stream. So now it's gone up on my stream.
Two
Summary
point
gone
like
up
6 something.
Yeah,
2.3
yeah,
now.
he was getting
I
like
don't
six
understand that,
viewers.
bro.
Get
That
him.
I feel like that algorithm rhythm is actually screwing you over, huh? I actually think it is
Yeah,
because
I'm at 2.3 out of 3. But if I keep doing that shit like that, it's gonna keep going, and then I will hit it.
you'll get. I think you'll get affiliate buy next week. Definitely has to be because there's no ways. Yeah,
Zack,
actually, okay, okay, on the topic of streaming, I'm like, I think our streaming goals for this year, I'm gonna start thinking about streaming a lot more of maybe scrims or COD or stuff after COD because I'm enjoying it, but I need to first get something with I need to do something with my hardware. I need to get I'm getting my ground loop isolator because I noticed people were saying there was a buzzing because of the analog port. Like the mix amp's not grounded, so that's why there's a whole lot of buzzing and stuff. But I saw that Zack actually gained how much you get. Zack actually gained
Yeah,
270 followers in one night. Less than it was like a couple hours,
yeah,
and afterwards, and I was shocked out of my mind because I wanted to get him to affiliate like quickly as possible, but I didn't know it was gonna
yeah. And
happen that quick.
I was expecting like maybe it will take like half a year or something like that to get to there. And I was just thankful that this one guy came and rated in because he said I was pretty good Anakin Skywalker as a player who plays him, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, bro." And he left the hut and he just fucked off. But he rated hosted my stream, and then I guess he told them all, "Go and follow me, do me him a favor and follow me." And I just get a whole bunch of emails coming at me like, and I was like, "Wait, what is happening?" Because I don't have my OBS open up, just opened up to Spotify, which
Yeah,
I normally have my stream manager open up. I also have that in Spotify, so I can just make sure that people are actually seeing properly. And I was like, "Yo, that's amazing." But I just started playing Battlefront 2 again. And yesterday was also a good day because I went a 21 kill streak as a jet trooper, and today I went flawless.
yeah, that was lit. That first game, dude. I was fucking swinging around like a fucking retarded fucking
Midget.
pigeon. I fucking fling my
I need to
Yeah,
plug you
like
guys actually. So I think you guys should give Zack and Tuor a follow. So Tuor's Twitch is twitch.tv/, is it raptureclaw underscore?
I think it's
yeah.
just Raptor underscore
Is
now,
it?
right?
Because I got it in the chat. And then Zack's one is twitch.tv/blackzack. It does. You don't have to have capitals or anything. It'll come out the same.
Yeah.
But their Twitches are growing like majorly. Zack's content is some of the best content I've seen in a while on a stream locally.
It's
'Cause I
making me
think,
want to suck his dick now.
and I think he can actually get to partner quick because, for example, if he gets like 1,000 or 2,000 followers, of that 2,000, he'll probably get like an average of 75 viewers, most likely, and then you'll get to partner. Because I know one of the hardest things to becoming a partner is to get an average of 75 viewers. So he'll definitely get that with the rate that he's going. Like if he carries on this whole year, he'll probably be partner at the end of this year or the start of next year. 100%. If he carries on streaming the way he is, it's you guys got to check it out. If you haven't already, the links are in the chat box. I put it there. If I think the new people that are coming into the stream probably won't see that, so I'll post it again. But definitely go
Yeah,
have a
thanks.
look at that.
Thanks, and I also appreciate Perez for helping me get into streaming though. Normally didn't stream until he told me about this shit, and then obviously I had OBS and shit like that. So I got ready to stream, and then yesterday streamed a total of 10 hours. I started doing that. I did a 6 hour stream, then I streamed every 1 hour so I can build up my average viewers. People who are telling me to do, and it's been good so far. Today I streamed for about 3 hours before we came on to here, and then
Yeah, you did
after that
gunfights and then you did Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah, 3 hours, and then it's pretty much so far. It's been vibing. We've been playing Star Wars. I've also been playing some Lost Fallen Order, and most person who entertain always on the stream watching me play that campaign or watching me yesterday fall 15 minutes for straight time was Keegan, GTR, and then Kelly and Perez came in, and then he saw me fall and stop.
On that
That
note,
was,
I think one of our most loyal viewers has got to be Kelly. She's been the most
yo,
loyal viewer to all of us. She's watched all three of us at once at one time.
Yeah, and she pulled one
Yo.
on the TV, one on her phone, one on her laptop,
I see.
one on her
He'll
laptop.
he'll be
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
bro.
it's crazy. This man's Discord just bugged out, didn't it?
And when he comes back, okay, now we gotta flip it again.
I'm
Oh
gonna
shit!
lose my shit.
What happened, bro?
Fucking stinky thing keeps restarting.
Stinky thing.
Nah, man. This bullshit.
And he comes with his Chav accent to the chat.
No, man, it's fucking bullshit, bro.
He's Chav accent.
He's got he's a UK Chav. He's from the UK originally. Uh,
Yeah, I brought you here with me as well.
oh, let's not get into that, bro. Damn. Are we gonna get into some history shit?
Nah, man, it's bullshit. It keeps
Ooh,
restarting.
can we talk about the French Revolution?
Oh, fucking.
Oh, if you wanna get into that,
Yeah,
bro, that's gonna
tell
be me.
Tior, how us Tior, like how much I can't shut up about the French Revolution because I enjoyed that shit so much in fucking history.
Yo, Zach, you taking up all those screens over there, I see.
Yo, you saw that, bro? I was like, yo,
Yeah,
one bit there, one there. I was like, fuck.
prime time.
Yo, I feel like.
Wouldn't be the first time my mug shots up.
Wait, what's the next topic?
We've been streaming for how long?
We've been streaming for 2 hours and 8 minutes.
I
Shit.
told you it'd be longer. You know why? Cause
That's what she said.
bro, but yours is hella long, bro.
Hmm?
Oh yeah,
Be-
one we didn't speak about. I know you wanted to bring up something about wrestling and stuff, bro. Because I actually haven't watched. I actually haven't watched like for a solid like week or so
Oh,
in a long
okay.
time.
Just cross the hands. Put
Wait,
it
on that
here.
note, just wait. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, but just
Yeah.
you can carry on so
I'll
long.
entertain this.
I'm
Yeah.
finna get some McDonald's.
This man's gonna eat and stream. I don't want
Ah,
footage of
fuck that
mukbang.
shit, bro. I've been staring at this McFeast thingy, and it's like,
McFeasting.
yeah, I want to shove it up my ass.
Okay, that's tough, bro. That's really tough.
No, it's not. I can put a lot of things up there.
Yeah, I know. That's actually quite
You,
scary. That
what if you know? I've done it for years.
you know,
you know.
you know.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me something? Yeah.
What?
What is the the thing with the cowboy hat and the shark photo?
Okay, first of all, it's a Mexican hat,
Oh, sorry, Mexican hat. Sorry, my
not
apologies.
fucking cowboy. Mexican. Because
Mhm.
I'm stupid and I'm a slave when I leave the house.
Okay.
And what else?
So, like, what's the meaning behind it? Do you use it for role play, or
What
you
the?
just?
Yeah, bro. I slap any bitch's ass with that thing, bro.
Watch and go, yeehaw!
And I'll go, hambre, hambre. No.
Oh, like,
I got my burrito up your ass. No, the that shark thing is just up there, up there. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, dude,
man.
I sleep, but I'm mainly here, so I don't know. What's there is there, bro.
There you go.
I don't fucking know. I'm just glad
Yeah.
this side of the room cannot be.
Just talking about Tio's cow Mexican hat
Yeah, the
on his
hambre,
painting.
hambre.
I was
Shove my
just wondering if he
burrito up
uses it
your
for
ass.
role play.
Let me eat out your taco.
So Zach, what were you
Fucking
gonna say about wrestling right
Yeah,
now?
so
We gotta cross the hands.
wrestling time. So I enjoy wrestling. Perez enjoys wrestling. Tior will slowly make him force into it. But let's talk about
what?
WWE. Yeah, shut up,
Oh,
T. Anyways, WWE. Continue. Um, WWE recently brought back John Morrison, which is
Yeah.
awesome. John Morrison has been an attitude and then an aggression superstar during the times of eras. So aggression era and then the attitude era one. Those have been the best times in WWE before the PG era, and he's seems like to be brought back as Miz as a heel, which is interesting because Miz turned heel in the time that he
Yeah.
had the match with Kofi Kingston all those years ago, and then he turned heel again to Kofi Kingston last week, which is awesome because we're gonna see SmackDown this week, and hopefully John Morrison will come out, some shit like that.
I
But I
like
want
when
his
they
theme
do that.
back. They have also brought back not brought back, sorry. Brock Lesnar has come back this week to announce that he will be entering as number one in the Royal Rumble. And there will be someone who comes out there, which I hope it's Cain Velasquez,
Oh
UFC
yeah.
fighter,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because he had his knee surgery when he debuted that he needed to do knee surgery. Brock fucked him up with that knee surgery. which Cain Velasquez and Brock go back way back to UFC days.
Mm.
But so far, that's up news with WWE. They are obviously this year Seth Rollins has turned heel with the AOP.
Yeah.
Big Show has returned with Samoa Joe and with Kevin Owens. Three of them are faces, but you know Big Show he always turn
He's
face
gonna.
heel,
Yeah, he's gonna.
always changes. So we don't know when his heel turn is coming. Um, AEW I will say about AEW really good so far. MJF will probably go down as the greatest fucking heel character. A heel is a
Mm.
bad guy in wrestling to sell their character. Obviously, you know, wrestling is scripted. The stunts and shit performed, they are dangerous, but it is scripted in the end.
Yeah.
But MGF is actually quite funny as hell, and awesome heel character because the way he gets people to hate him, and then also during promos, like there was this triangle, Rick Flag came out of AEW and he cut his promo, and MGF pulled out his phone and acted like he was so bored, right? But
Mm.
while he was bored, he tweeted out, "This old man can't shut up," and then he actually tweeted the thing out, and it sparked so much like get so much engagement over like the way he cuts his promos.
Mm.
He doesn't even have to say shit. It's like Batista when he returned for Triple H. Um, he showed a whole clip of like the WWE Network. He literally showed a trailer of Batista throughout his life. He's
Mm.
24 basically. That was a call, like a chronicle of him.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Hunter, what's it called? You were saying Hunter." He said something. I'm gonna kick your ass, blah blah blah, and he puts on his glasses, and then his theme song plays. Literally no words needed for cutting pro. I will say NXT has been doing great. NXT UK and NXT in general. Keith Lee has been rising as a
Yeah.
superstar,
I've been seeing
especially
that.
that he's overweight. He's a fat guy, but he can move like a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
He's done the moonsault. He's done backflips, black flips. That's good. Backflips and front flips, and it's crazy how he moves. And he was in the Survivor Series, and he entered as third. He got exited third, but it was crazy how he moves as a character and a professional wrestler, a man with that much mass in him. And it's Harvey.
He's dogging.
Um, and then as it comes through, it's a crazy world like with movement. Finn Balor is heel. Adam Cole's also heel. Tommy Ciampa is a face, but he's going for NXT. And right now is um I know that Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne are competing in the Dusty Classic. Will be a 2v2. That's gonna be a whole interesting story, and I will be it'll be enjoyable to see shit like that. Obviously, now we go into UFC. It is
Oh, here we
time
go.
for the Notorious Man versus Cowboy Cerrone.
That's gonna be huge, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
That's gonna be mad.
And obviously, it's on let me check. I think it's on the 22nd,
Wait, I think it's on the 19th. I think it's on
2:45.
or 20th.
Let me type the UFC 245. Oh, sorry, not 240.
It's 2:48.
I think it's two. Yeah, it's 246, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Because
is.
I know that Kobe he versed that before was Usman versus the Kobe, which was the MJ the MAGA guy, and he broke his jaw. Like the Donald Trump supporter who talked he supports Trump like so much. He's a MAGA supporter, and he broke that man's jaw.
Mm.
Also, the Nigerian guy, fighter, amazing fighter, and he's also the I believe what is he? He's like the yeah, he's the welterweight champion, and he broke Kobe Covington's jaw on that kick, and it's crazy, man. But this one it's an awesome card. UFC 246, yeah, it is 19th, and obviously it's this week, right?
Mm.
Sorry, next week, which will bring in UFC Embedded, which I personally watch a lot
Mm.
because it's entertaining to watch. And this is McGregor's fight coming in, like after his defeat with Khabib. Um, he seems more humbled now,
Yeah, I
McGregor.
saw
Yeah, in his interview.
the Mac. Did you see
I
the
mean,
Mac presser?
yeah, crazy.
Like
But
he's
yeah, I was about to say. Other than that, I say wrestling is really great
yeah.
as alternatives because WWE, all these wrestlings that go on NJWP, everything like that. There's alternatives now. AEW people don't see it as WWE say they don't see it as competition. Like Roman Reigns has said it, they don't see
Yeah.
AEW as competition, but he says it's But the thing is, what Cody Rhodes wants to make it as it's an alternative
Yeah.
to what WWE is. Because let's be honest, they like to put stars over. Like let's take No Way Jose for instance.
Mm.
Fantastic wrestler, awesome in NXT. He has that awesome conga line that makes people love to dance.
Mm.
And now he gets hit in the face by one claymore kick by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre,
Yeah.
and then about all the stuff that happens, and then every time it's just like 1, 2, 3, gone back.
And then his whole like script is like
Such an over
yeah.
character, yeah. And then let's say Jinder Mahal, that's one guy.
Oh, I
He
remember
got
him.
ripped as hell,
Yeah.
and people talk to him like I know people are hating on him. Well, a lot of people in India hate on him because the way he produces the thing that goes on is like it's because he knew that WWE wanted him to sell for
Mm.
India. It's a large population. But Jinder Mahal actually doesn't go to he speaks it and everything like
Yeah.
Hindi and stuff like that. But he doesn't see India as his home.
Yeah.
Like let's say for you it will be like South Africa's more of your home,
Yeah.
right? And like Jinder Mahal is Canadian. And
Yeah. Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
like he does his heels, you can hear from his voice when he says about he goes about, and then
Yeah.
you can hear that shit, and then people go and questions like, "Oh, why?" And then people ask him like, "Why? How come his mother is like white and shit like that?"
Yeah.
And thing like it's like, how come his wife is sorry, his girlfriend is white and all this stuff? And it's like it's because he plays that character that
Yeah.
WWE
The
wants him to
script.
play, yeah. And then they get so offended. It's like, how come blah 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 this happens? It's like, I mean, come on, man. You can have the same kid. Like, look at me. My skin color. You thought of me as Indian,
Yeah.
right? It's like people don't understand that you can be like this skin color and be whatever skin color you want to be. And sorry, you are a given, but you don't have to judge someone just based on that.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
Jinder Mahal, he's a heel, right? He was a heel, but like outside he's Canadian and he's really nice. Like I've seen like his workout videos
Yeah.
to see how like he moves and stuff like that. And the dude sound is like actually, he speaks like a Canadian. He doesn't speak like the way he
Mm.
seems like a villain, like all this stuff. And I think that's what people in wrestling need to understand, that there's two different lives, and you need to understand it is scripted, yes, but you don't have to cut them flack. There's
Mm.
one person that actually would say that gets more flack is how they pushed Becky Lynch in our throats. At
Yeah.
first it was cool, and now it's getting like obnoxious. Like the way like she punched Asuka like recently in
Mm.
Raw. She's going against Asuka for the next championship, and it was wild what she said. Like she was saying like she's the best in the world. She'll do this, she'll do that, and it's crazy to think like, man, just calm the fuck down. It's
Yeah.
like the way she talks, like, "Oh, I'm tough," all this stuff. I guess that's your character, but she says it in such a way that got her over. Even Seth Rollins, that's how it happened with him. He got over
Yeah.
because he couldn't. Everyone knew, it was like as soon as he lost it to the Fiend, it's over for him. And speaking of Bray Wyatt, he's amazing as a character.
Yeah.
Like like, and it's awesome because he's the one who gets creative production, that he's allowed to write his own character. He's one of the few, like him, Roman Reigns, and John Cena, I believe, are like the only three that are allowed to do what they want with the characters by themselves.
Yeah.
And Rome, Bray Wyatt is like, it's crazy because there's a rumor going around that it'll be a Fiend versus Fiend, and it's crazy to think
I don't
like
know how
who's
they're
the
gonna
real
do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's possibly because Vince is into like this crazy technology. He can buy shit. And I was gonna say, if they can fight a hologram and make that
Oof.
look believable, that will be crazy.
That'll be
But
the best
obviously,
thing
it has
any
to be.
wrestling company has done.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. I was like, bro, that's crazy to think that Vince McMahon could be. But obviously, they need to test it because, like, you're going through something that's physical and then there's digital, right?
Mm.
As soon as you break that back of the board or something, or like, let's say a table, how is that going to impact the
Yeah.
hologram? Like, will it even show or shit like that? Everything has to be on time if they're going to try something. Or is that going to have like a person in a suit sort of thing or look-alike? Because I prefer the look-alike, like how Undertaker was in
Yeah.
1982. It was like Undertaker versus Undertaker. It's like, who was the real
And then
one?
they had two Canes as well.
Yeah. Oh, that stream lagged for a bit, but it's good. But yeah, crazy. That's all I'm saying. It's awesome that they allow this shit. and I really do wish that CM Punk comes back
I honestly
for
think he should come
for
back and
I think there is a possibility that 2020 can give him a chance to work with WWE again under his choice
I think there's a
and
storyline brewing
repeat.
between him and Miz.
Yeah, Seth. No, not Miz. Seth Rollins.
Really.
Because them two hate each other. Like on the backstage, like he talks so much of flack. He gets so much of flack, Seth Rollins, from CM Punk saying how much of an over person he is. And I think the one of the best Twitter accounts now is WWE on Fox. If you
Yeah,
follow them on Twitter, they meme the fuck out of everybody and they don't give a fuck.
that's
It's
true. I
crazy.
saw that.
Yeah, it's just it shows people like, hey man, so much to do and shit like that. And I enjoyed it very a lot as well.
I used to
It's
like
yeah.
when I was a kid. Like I
Hmm.
used to literally go like Raw used to be on a Sunday at five
Yeah.
o'clock, and then SmackDown used to be on a Wednesday at 8:30, and I literally used to plan my whole day around that every single week. That used
Yeah.
to like be the best thing
Now
ever.
now this week is like it's so annoying because like I always used to wait for like Tuesdays
Yeah,
SmackDown, Wednesdays sorry, Tuesdays Raw, SmackDown, and SmackDown. Obviously it's Monday Night Raw,
yeah.
Tuesday but depending on your time zone, for me Tuesdays, Wednesday. At 1 a.m. SmackDown will be in. Sorry about the yawning. I also want to bring up one quick thing, like complete change from wrestling is back to Call of Duty. They have posted a update where 3v3 gunfight will be coming out, and
Yeah,
also additional loadouts 5 aren't enough, so we'll be adding more slots over the
I'm
coming
so
weeks,
glad.
and then the gunfight tournament will be coming out.
I'm gonna pause you right
What
there.
was that?
If I mute myself in Discord, it won't
Hmm.
pop up on stream,
No, it
right?
won't. If you
No, no,
mute
no.
yourself, yeah, it won't pop up.
Okay, cool. I'm just, yeah, I just
But
Yeah,
need that warning.
that 2v2 gunfight was the best thing they brought.
the
Plus the fact,
tournament. Yeah,
yeah, plus the fact they brought rewards for actually like getting to
mm,
like semifinals, quarterfinals, finals. Like that was
yeah.
really good. I like that a lot.
They also have been currently tracking lighting flickering on various maps.
That
Mission
happens.
Collision on Cargo. Platinum skin's not working properly. Platinum and Damascus camos glare while
Domestic
ADS.
violence.
I was gonna say domestic violence Damascus. Yeah, you hear it. But yeah, that's so much so far happening. But yeah, it's not what I wish they could be, but like
Wish they could have like added a
everything has
bit
to
more, but
start
I
with the
mean,
beginning.
is that
Yeah.
update coming now or like next this
No,
week?
no, no. It's coming. It says our first community update is now live. Oh,
Oh,
it's
so it's
live
out
now.
now. Okay.
Yeah. All you
Which
need to
one?
do is update it. It's that one I was talking about. 3v3 gunfights. There's a tournament coming.
Yeah. Yo, let me just give a quick shout
Eh,
out to Cyberox and TNI Prodigy for the follow. I really appreciate it, guys. Just want to get
Yo,
this to grow.
nice, bro.
I appreciate it. But this is like ending off now. This is just something that we are planning on doing often because we've been talking about this for like how many like 3 months now, and we wanted
Yeah.
to get this done because we want to get it big enough so that there's a point where when it becomes like even bigger, we can all get into like a studio where we actually do it because we do want to make this big because it not only grows our brand but it also like sheds light on certain things that everyone thinks about but they don't usually speak about because this is at the end of the day it's uncut. We talk about anything.
Yeah,
It's a
So
bitch.
raw, huh? And the one thing we will be doing though is definitely thinking of a different hashtag to ask because you guys
yeah.
have stuff. The thing is just the hashtags work with the other wrestling company called Uncut Wrestling,
Oh yeah.
and so they've been coming up with this. So we will be working on that. Obviously, there are technical difficulties that we'll go through, like T's webcam that we
Webcams.
can't
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mm.
But it wasn't that bad. Like sound was working all good. Stream lag,
Mm.
yeah, sure.
Nice
But
optic
episode
controller, by
one,
the way.
I think the next thing
huh?
we must do is we must go into an actual personal course so it doesn't flicker like this. I notice it's flickering.
Yeah, yeah, you noticed the flickering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I think it's
It,
because the screen capture.
Yeah.
it was low key turning me on though, because it was on and off like
But I
so
think
hard.
like if we're gonna like view, we should just go and we should make like a call and then I just because we
Mm.
didn't have that problem in the call, but we had this problem the last time.
Yeah, because we're using you guys won't see it, but we're using like we have our server for Uncut, and we're using a screen capture link that is literally screen capturing our thing. That's why it's a bit. that will be a bit laggy on stream. That's what
Yeah,
look. That's but obviously if we do it on the thing, it will be a very see like that.
yeah, like that. It just happened.
Yeah, obviously you
Next
guys won't see
time,
that.
I'll try my ass to sit down the most, like the long, quite long. That way I can sit like my balls breeze. 'Cause fucking
But
Yeah,
I
but yeah.
appreciate everyone for coming,
Thank you
and
very much,
like
guys.
I
ending it
appreciate
just like
everything.
that.
Eh?
I literally just missed the ending.
No, you were here.
You were here.
You're just eating.
I'm just fucking hungry. I was stuffing my asshole.
So good. I'm gonna go get something to eat as well.
Yeah,
And
same.
probably a hunter gold.
You're
Do
gonna
you
get
guys
naked
do you
again.
guys want to say anything to end off?
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Obviously, uh, for me and Tior, it's like a
Huh?
first time we doing this shit, and we are part of the call of. We're talking about most predominantly called Zere this time. We were talking about it, and this is our first time. Like we're showing our faces, to people. We don't know who Death is reviving or who the fuck that Russian motherfucker is
Yeah.
on
Or
Twitter.
that dumb
Maybe
autistic kid that went shit up and is loud in parties.
exactly. Or who uses the Annihilator when he's told not to. But anyways,
Yeah.
please don't blacklist him. He's a good guy. Really.
And he's a good player as well. He should get picked up by a good team.
I
Mhm.
know, man. I like FA. It stands for fucking. I don't know. I can't. I'm bad at English.
You know what the
Fucking
A stands for.
Asshole.
it's you. No, 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 it's you. Search your feelings.
but
He doesn't.
anyway, guys, thanks for
I
tuning in.
was the
This
first in
is this is this is the
the
first episode of many, and we're gonna.
Loki,
Someone
stop.
says all that shit.
Yo.
Yo, my man, that was a reach prodigy.
My man
Out
saved
of
you for
10.
this lot for tens, bro.
Yeah. No, but we'll probably I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. Probably gonna get something to eat. Probably all
Sure.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
I
But
thought we're gonna get
We'll
naked
probably still be
together.
on Discord and we'll probably
yeah,
eat something while we chat.
We're
yeah.
getting naked, right?
Review this shit.
We're
Huh?
getting we're getting naked together, right?
Shit. Again? Okay, anyways. I hope you guys
Yeah.
have a good evening, day, afternoon, wherever the
Nah,
fuck you guys are watching this
we
this
were
time.
naked before the stream
But I'll
started.
catch you. Yeah, okay, that's a bit of a
Okay,
hit.
T.
Like, yeah, you agree.
Alright. But
Hey,
check.
also for
Yeah.
those people who like rap songs, check out the new Drake and Future song. It's really
Yo,
good. Good Life. The music video was done so
you
well.
made me shit my pants. And you said rap songs. I was like, no way did you post that video of me singing when I was drunk?
Yeah. Oh, he's
Yo,
giving ideas.
We
Bro.
got the
I
link, bro. We got
shat
the
my
link to that.
pants.
We actually got the link to that.
I
But
don't want.
if you guys want some bangers, go to Spotify and then search Black Zack. Exactly how you see it, like that. He's got some of the best playlists out there. Give him a follow. Check the playlist out because I've been
Yo.
vibing to that shit since I met him.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
also got a big schlong.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna end it here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming, and
See
yeah,
you.
definitely gonna have
Have a
another
good
one.
evening.
You too. See.